Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Well, good morning. Well, good morning. Yeah. Can you feel it? I can feel it. Chris, I'm going to need you in here anyways for this segment because I got stuff to give you, but could you do the thing on the monitor that does the thing that switches it over to the thing? It's on
I have no idea how.
It's on the weekend people come in. God bless them. And they change it from where I can see people, YouTube and the text and everything, and they switch it to so they can see the phone lines, which they can see on the phone. I don't get it. And I know it's a relatively simple thing with buttons underneath, but you have to hit the right combination of buttons to get it over the right input, which Chris is doing perfectly. Thank you, sir. And then I will be into the chats momentarily. Wait, where are you going? Oh, you don't have headphones in here, huh? I have stuff for you. First off, hello, hi. Good to be back. If you were to go back and look at last week's shows, you would see a couple of different points. One in particular, I want to say Wednesday. Now, generally, I try to do the job where we let you know what our schedules are. And last week I was, so when one of us or both of us or all of us are going to be off, I'll say, hey, coming up next week, I'll be gone, but Chris and Jason or this or that or whatever. And if you actually go back and look, at one point I was doing that, because Jason is off. Jason will return next Tuesday, I think. Yeah, he's off this week and Monday and coming back Tuesday.
We're off next Tuesday.
Never mind. We're off next Tuesday. We're off next Tuesday and Wednesday. So then I think he works Thursday and Friday. Is that correct? And then he comes back whenever, Thursday, I think. And then I'm gone. I'm here all week and Monday, and then I'm gone until after the new year, so a couple of weeks. And then he'll come back and blah, blah, blah. I think our first show where we're all in here is like the 3rd or 4th or 5th or whatever. Anyways, the point is he was trying to surprise his wife, and he told us that up there, like, hey, I'm on. Guess what? Wait, you're not on. No, you're not on. I think you got to go talk to the guy. So anyways, he told us it was a surprise, and then I forgot and didn't want to ruin it in case his wife was listening, because she supports the show and listens, and that's very nice. So you would have heard me go, oh, we're doing all this, and then all of a sudden in the middle of it, I caught it and went, and I just fumbled around like an idiot, like last week when I called Kyle Ledbetter by a different name. And look, man, sometimes I'm not going to lie. Sleep has been at a premium. I probably should have tested this for you while you're in there, huh? Just to make sure.
I don't like it. Can you hear me?
Can I? Nope. Try it again.
It's on in there.
It is on in there? Uh-oh. Well, what would we be doing if Jason was here?
I don't know.
Is it something I have? Can I do it from?
Do I have the wrong?
Yes, you do.
Why
yes.
is this one here?
I think because they were all screwed up and I moved.
Okay.
I just moved them out.
Okay.
Anyway, so it's you and me all week.
It's starting great.
It's only going to get better. And of course I got here and I just decided it was this morning, and I got home last night at like 8:30. I walked in the door, wife, kids, dogs, dinner. Didn't have time to do it. Well, I guess I had time, but I was dead. So went to sleep, and I didn't unpack everything. and I brought you stuff, and then I just thought I'd leave this here because this is hilarious. This is how I travel now. And I was looking for an adapter for my headphones, which I did not find. And I thought I'd do a couple things here. Number one, as I'm putting this all back, I thought I'd share what I travel with. This doesn't count. That's my extra set of headphones. Charger. The biggest charger you'll ever see in case this charger goes away. But here's what's funny. I was flying JetBlue. JetBlue has plugs at their seats. So I have a European plug that I can see. It's a different thing so that they have both Euro and US plugs.
Oh, on both of them?
On both of them. So when I go to my hotel room, I actually have no need for this, but I have two, and then I plug in a power strip to it so that I can have my USBs and all this crap. I'm kind of exposing myself here, hey now, as a chronic overpacker. I have a Fire Stick. Why? It doesn't work over there. And the connector. Why? I don't know. This is a case I got that's supposed to hold all my wires, but as you can see, it's empty because I just throw them in my backpack. Eardrops, lip balm, AirPods, a prototype Huddersfield Town earring. Don't even know why I have it. Yeah, there you go. I think it's for my wife. I don't know. Passport. About 700 tickets that I haven't thrown out yet.
Well, you might need one.
I might need one. Nail clippers because I have to have that ATM card. I lost these in Boston on my round in. These are my little video game glasses I showed you, which actually did work quite well on the plane, but I lost them. I left them in my seat back on my way out there. I left two things in my seat back. I left that and my PlayStation controller, so I had to get them on the way back, and I was rather pissed because I didn't think I would find them, but thank you to JetBlue for having them. Laptop, and this is fascinating for people not watching. Laptop and laptop cord, that's actually fairly normal. Another connector cord. Why? I don't know. I don't know what this goes to. This goes to my, I have a little case for my charger. A USB fan. Why do I have a USB fan? Well, this isn't going to work here if I could plug it in. Because I can put it where I sit. I can hang it off of this is actually one of my favorite gizmos I've ever gotten. I recommend it to anybody who travels because you can hang it on the little seat back. And if you have some sort of USB, you can plug it in. Actually quite powerful. If you don't like the little twisty thing that doesn't do anything for you, the little twisty fan. Why do I have another plug? I don't need it. I have two more, but here we go. More plugs.
The great thing is you bring all of this because you might forget something, but they're all together.
That's what I'm saying. And so if I forget it, I forget everything. Steam Deck, I highly recommend to anybody who loves to play video games. So whether this is actually a very good tool. I should do a YouTube video on this. When I travel, I take this it's a little dealie. I take this both for the plane. People look at me like I'm an idiot, and I don't blame them, but also for by my bed because this plugs in via USB. I put my phone there. I put my watch there. I put my iPods, AirPods there. That's my backpack and gum. So before I get started with you, and we'll probably go a little bit long here.
Really?
Yeah, shockingly. I want to apologize publicly to a baby. And trust me, the baby deserves this. So we're all sitting in the section, and a husband and wife bring their baby on. And this is like new, not super new baby. I'd say under a year, over 6 months, somewhere in that range, baby. Like not all wrinkled up baby yet, but like, or newborn. But
moving
around, like little, he was wearing a little bunny ears hat. Super cute baby, right? I don't know if this happens to everybody who goes on long haul flights, but as we were coming back from Boston, when we were descending into San Francisco, you know how like your ears start plugging up and popping. I don't think it's just your ears that are susceptible to the pressure. And so what happened to me yesterday is my gut started popping. And let me tell you, dude, the result was horrific. Now, on a plane, nobody can tell who it is because there's so much sound from the plane itself. But I will tell you that as we're descending, the poor flight attendant was coming to pick up everyone's headphones. I can literally, and I'm like, this is the worst. I could see her coming. It's the worst possible timing. And as she gets about a seat away from mine, I can see her face physically change. And she knows that and by the way, these people do this all the time.
Was she doing like a nice, like,
God, she
like
was
she's trying to hide it?
You know,
but
she's
she
all
couldn't?
smiling, and she's like, oh. And her eyes kind of popped open, and she grabs my head, and that was the first indication, because I can't really see the people around me. That's the first indication I knew that it was not great. So then, and it's going, and I'm really sorry to everybody around me, but like also, so we're landing, and there's a couple sitting directly behind me, and I hear the guy. I can hear him talking to his wife, girlfriend, whatever, and he goes, "Jesus Christ." And I'm trying not to laugh. And then she goes, and this is what actually made me feel a lot better. She goes, "I think that baby crapped his pants."
The bad news is they were talking about you.
100%. But now I know they have zoned in on baby, and baby, who is catty cornered to them, is getting all this blame. And it was just worse and worse. And they will not, like, they're talking quiet enough so that the other couple can't hear. But he's like, "God dang, change the diaper."
What if someone was like being very nice, like, "This isn't natural. I think maybe you should take your baby and to the doctor." You can't smell this?
No, you can't. This poor baby was being framed, and it was not the baby's fault whatsoever, but I was fine with it. Baby didn't know. Everybody landed. It was fine. Sorry to the couple behind me, but it was like one of those things where I couldn't help it. Like it was rough, but everybody landed. We're good. And I brought back gifts for you. So I just want to make this clear. I did not have this case that I'm holding. This is a roller case when I left, but I ended up getting so much stuff for you and for my children that it's ridiculous. So I want to start out with a couple packs of prawn.
Looks like you already opened some up.
I haven't tried them.
Oh.
I was gonna try them with Tom. I haven't tried them. Here, don't open yours. Just try one of these. All right, these are prawn cocktail, and I'm sorry that Jason's not here for this.
See, you're not getting like a prawn. It's like the cocktail sauce.
Yeah. I'm not getting any prawn whatsoever. It's actually pretty good. I know you asked for candy, but I'm gonna give you some of this. I'm gonna give to Tom too. This is
I've never even heard of this.
This is huge over there, because when I was showing the people the stuff, and I had somebody grade all this when I got it back. This is called Monster Munch. This is pickled onion flavor, and apparently it's strong, and it's going to jack our breath up for the rest of the day. Not that strong.
It tastes like a Funyun.
That tastes like a Funyun.
Like I was expecting like onion.
So was I. I'm not going to mix these, but I got you Jaffa cakes. I'm going to steal a couple. That's why I got these packs. Oh, no, I'm just going to steal one because there's 2 packs in there. There you go. They look like cookies.
Cookies?
Chocolate covered cookies. Okay, here is your Kit Kat honeycomb buzz.
Oh.
Here is your turkey nanas, which I told you the story about giving that to my wife, right?
What is it? It's chocolate banana.
Chocolate banana. Flake bar or
Oh,
flake bars.
These are classics.
Are they? Okay,
Yes.
yeah. Everybody was very happy about those. Here's another one for us to try. I hope everybody's loving this at home. This is Lay's ripoff. This is roast chicken with Heinz mayonnaise.
Were those the ones that you were tearing into on Friday?
These are actually, I think, quite good. And they're 100% Lay's, dude. 100%. 100% Lay's. By the way, some of these are going to be, even though I put it in this thing, Some of them are going to be a little bit smushed. I apologize. I did the best I could. Dairy Milk Crunchy Bits.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then a regular, I know you didn't ask for Crunchy Bits, so a regular Dairy Milk. These might be a little smashed, but here's a double deckers.
Your packaging is wild.
It really is. These are you didn't ask for these, but I brought a couple packs back. These are digestives. I suggest at some point open those. These are
my God.
They're honestly my favorite cookie over there. Kit Kat. Hey, it's named after me, Chunky White. So there you go.
Oh my, this is insane.
Fruit pastels.
Hey,
that was on your list. And oh yeah, this is the other one we have to try. A lot of these are for Tom and everybody here, but all right, wrapping up here, guys. This is just you're just kind of witnessing, hearing our. These are like crackers, again, named after us. These are me. These are mini cheddar and roasted tomato.
Really getting the tomato.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's almost like a ketchup flavor.
You need to work on that, England.
Yeah, and then no, these are mine. So hey, good luck, dude.
Oh my goodness, so
I actually got to see what this looks like on the. Oh my God! you can only see part of the pile, but Anyway, good luck. I did not bring you a bag to take it home with.
I think I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think you will figure it out.
I'm going to have the most popular office in the building.
Yeah, I would suggest maybe taking those home at some point. So at least we'll have food today. And if anybody wants to drop by the station, appreciate that. What else? What else do I have? If you haven't figured it out already, not that we wouldn't be doing this if Jason was here, but we'll just give you guys a little warning about the next 6 shows. It's going to be me. It's going to be Chris. When Jason is here, it is well documented that Jason keeps me on track. Now, Chris will keep me on track when it comes to breaks and stuff, but I think, unlike Jason, who, cares about stuff like listeners and ratings, I think Chris actually relishes the disaster when I do go off track. So I'm just going to warn you. Next 6 days, show's going to be all over the place. We have a full lineup. We have a full rundown, but that doesn't mean we're not going to goof off and have a little bit of fun. And if that is not your cup of tea, then I suggest you grab some coffee somewhere else. If you want to stay along for the ride, great, because it is the holidays.
Christmas break for everybody.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, really, it is the holidays, and this is kind of getaway week for us. Now, we do have Kings games, finally. We do have football to talk about. We got a bunch of stuff to get to. So, look, sit back, relax. Just as always, leading off is next.
Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco! Lob ball. George went up and caught the ball. Touchdown!
The 49ers play on Sacktown Sports 1140.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Ooma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Working at Keegan. Keegan strips it away. It's grabbed by Sabonis. Sabonis feeds it off to Keegan. Throws it ahead to DeRozan. There are whistles in the backcourt. Couldn't hear it over the noise. And a foul was called, I believe, on Nisi.
Whatever. Kings win. Kings are on a winning streak. But for those of you who, and I get it. I'm not making fun. I get it. For those of you who are saying, okay, well, they won. But who they've been playing? Well, look, not that Denver is having a normal Denver season. They actually haven't been that great this year. But hey, it's a good test. Kings at home, 13-13, 6-7 at home, taking on the Denver Nuggets, and the closest thing there is to Nikola Jokic in the NBA is Domantas Sabonis. Always fun to see the two of them go at it. And you'll get that front and center tonight. You can hear that right here on your good old Sacktown Sports. We got a lot to talk about. Kings have been off. We've got some sound from Malik Monk, from DeMar DeRozan, just some shoot-around sound, nothing crazy. But they seem to be in a good mental space right now. Now, that can change if you start losing. Winning always puts everybody in a good mental space, and everything's all of a sudden funny. Everyone's getting along, but they got some work to do, and I think right now to describe this fan base accurately would be taut. T-A-U-T, taut, pulled back like a slingshot, if you will, and a little bit distrusting. I get it. So we'll find not all the answers to our questions, win or lose, but we'll certainly have some of those questions at least broken down a little bit better coming up this time tomorrow. Cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
Takes the snap and a knee, and that will do it. A colossal victory for the Bills on the road in Detroit, bringing an end to the Lions' 11-game winning streak as they emerge victorious 48-42 to improve to 11-3 on the season.
Yeah, Bills go into Detroit and win. They've got 3 losses this year: at the Rams last week, and then back-to-back at Ravens, at Texans. The Ravens smashed them 35-10. The Texans beat them by 3. The Rams beat them by 2. This is a hell of a Bills team. We knew that going in. But for you to be able to go into Detroit and by the way, the final score is 48-42. Let's be really clear here. Buffalo had control of, I want to say they led wire to wire. I think Detroit was down 7 going into the half. But they let it wire to wire, and this is 45-28. Just as the fourth quarter began with about 11 minutes left. Detroit got a late touchdown, but this was not, this was a 6-point game, but it wasn't, if you get my point. It doesn't matter if it's a 1-point game, though. Bills go in there. Bills get a huge victory. And again, people said, myself included, hey, this could be a Super Bowl preview. And that is back-to-back weeks now. The Bills have scored exactly 90 points over 2 weeks. And to be honest with you, excuse me, they scored 125 over the last 3, if you count that 49ers win 35-10. Here's your Bills scoring over the last few games: 48, 42, 35, 30, 30, 30, 31, 34. That offense is clicking. Josh Allen is clicking. I would have to say and we'll talk about this later, that he's probably your MVP frontrunner. I think Lamar Jackson's year he's having this year is weirdly enough for a guy who's won the MVP a couple times and is I believe the defending most valuable player. Is weirdly kind of going under the radar. It is, but it isn't. You know what I'm saying? I think Lamar Jackson's actually having the best year of his career, and he may not win the MVP because Josh Allen's just going absolutely you know what. Cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
It is my honor to announce that the 2024 Heisman Award goes to Travis Hunter.
The heavily favored Travis Hunter of the Colorado Buffaloes wins the Heisman, perhaps the greatest two-way player in modern college football history. In fact, I think he is. This is very much a Shohei Ohtani adjacent conversation, as Jason pointed out a couple weeks ago. Travis Hunter was not the best defensive player in the league this year, not by a long shot. Travis Hunter was not the best. Well, I mean, he did win, I think, the Biletnikoff Award, but I think most would tell you he was not the best offensive player this year, maybe not even the best wide receiver, but the fact that he was able to do both at an incredibly high level got him the trophy. Also, and we'll talk about this later, but no quarterback. It is very rare that a non-quarterback wins the Heisman Trophy. You actually had the top 2 guys, not quarterbacks. Ashton Jonty was just a couple hundred points back of Hunter. It was the closest margin of victory since 2009. Since Mark Ingram of Alabama edged up Toby Gerhart of Stanford. Very, very close. Jonty almost got it. And you know what? For him, might work out in the long run because he is going to have quite the motivation going into the NFL, which he will certainly be playing on Sundays. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's take a first look. Kings, Denver. As we get a chance to see the Kings play for the first time, seems like we just said this in about 7 years. Let's get back into it, break it down right after this.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. And now that the holidays are here, there is no better time than right now to head down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration is back from now through January 2nd. You may say, Kyle, what is the Holiday Love Celebration? Well, let me tell you, at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, you can discover exceptional offers on a new Mercedes-Benz, like the 2025 GLC 300 SUV. It's just $559 a month for 36 months. They also have a full lineup of SUVs, vans, electric vehicles, and of course, certified pre-owned vehicles with rates as low as 2.99% APR up to 72 months on select vehicles. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton believes in the true Mercedes car buying experience. So make the short drive down I-5 to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton and see what a true car buying experience is really about. Or of course, you can go online at mbofstockton.com.
New deals on last-minute holiday finds just dropped at Lowe's. Save $600 on a Whirlpool fingerprint-resistant stainless steel side-by-side refrigerator. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members save $50 on an Allen & Roth Brighton pull-down kitchen faucet. Your choice of finishes for $79. Lowe's knows deals. Offers valid 12/12 through 12/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. See Lowes.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay.
Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
Get even more savings this holiday season by becoming a Milo's Rewards member. Don't miss new member deals dropping every week, like $15 off a purchase of $50 or more on select Bounty, Charmin, and Puffs paper products. Plus, get free standard shipping with Silver Key status. Just one more way Lowe's is here to help you shop, save, and enjoy the holidays. Join for free today. Milo's Rewards program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change. Exclusions and more terms apply. Visit Lowe's.com/shipping terms for details.
It's football season, and Uber Eats is dropping undefeated deals on all your game day favorites. This week, score buy one, get one free world-famous pancake combos from IHOP, only on Uber Eats. Craving even more? We've got you covered with game day deals on pizza, burgers, tacos, and more all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms, taxes, and fees apply. See app for details.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. It's Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer & Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust, along with my entire team. I have been helping accident survivors recover compensation for their injuries for 25 years, and we can help you. There is no charge for calling. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
That dang, I just meant at some point. That's the behind-the-scenes stuff you don't ever see with Chris. I texted him. I'll tell you exactly when I texted him. I texted him between 5:15 and I think around 5:33. I think, like I have the exact time. 4 songs I wanted to throw into our rotation when we return. And one of them was this. This is one of the new Kendrick Lamar songs. I said, hey, at your convenience, would you mind, because he's got to grab them, record them in, load them into the system, schedule, like there's a whole thing. It's not like just he hits play. And then here we are an hour later. Boom, one of them's already done. Thank you, Chris. And thanks to all of you for joining us. You can go on YouTube, like, subscribe, make MC happy. He is our like captain, if you will, and we appreciate that. But also, you can text us at 916-339-1140, which we already have text from the 916. Did you see who came in 5th in the Heisman Trophy voting results? Why, yes, we did. We'll be talking about that later from the 916. Welcome back. We learned that you soiled your airline seat and you gave the wifey a chocolate banana. Just to clarify, that is chocolate-covered banana candy. After tonight's game, the Kings are a third of the way through the season, and we are basically a 500 team. You are what your record says you are. Are you concerned? And that is from Jeff. Thank you, Jeff, and that's a good way to kick off this conversation. Am I concerned? Yeah, because right now especially after the DeRozan acquisition, the Kings are underachieving. They just are. I mean, by record, they are underachieving. They have won less games than people thought they were supposed to win, therefore underachieving. They've had some injuries, but they haven't had any devastating injuries. I'm not going to pin it on injuries. I don't know that they've been any more or less injured as far as game time missed than the average Bear, especially when you look at who has missed time. You know, you had DeRozan miss some, Monk miss some. I guess didn't Sabonis and Fox each miss? Anyway, I don't think injuries are something you can point to. I do think, and this will be kind of the through line into our conversation today. I do think that, and I've said this repeatedly, I think DeMar DeRozan takes up a lot of airspace. I think his style of game takes up a lot of airspace. And I think that it's unfair to pin this directly on DeMar, but if you look at the teams he's been on over the years, they're not all great. They're not all great. In fact, I would say most of them aren't. And some of that is because he's been surrounded in a lot of cases by crap. Well, and I say that respectfully. But you look at, like, for example, Toronto. Toronto wasn't great. And then they started to get really good. And then he was part of that Kawhi Leonard trade, and they won a championship. Now, I do not think they won the championship because, DeMar DeRozan left. But I think DeMar DeRozan, to be used perfectly, has to be surrounded by the right players. And obviously, Monty McNair and Wes Wilcox and company think they've done that. But I think it takes time. Now, I'm not saying they're going to get there. I don't know. But I think they're getting there. I think the real, we have to fill 4 hours of content every day. But I don't like, there's unethical basketball. I don't like unethical radio. So I don't mind telling you that, as I've said so far this year, I think we can analyze 90% of the team this season in 5 seconds. They're not making their threes. If they make their threes, they will be a very good team. At a league average level, if they make their threes, they'll be a very good team. If they don't, they will be a 500 team. Okay, that was like 10 seconds. That is the analysis of 95% of this year. Because the numbers beyond that are actually very, very good for this team, almost entirely. The numbers are actually, when you look at the advanced stats, I don't want to get too nerdly here, but we talked about this last week. They're the 6th best offensive rated team in the NBA. Only Memphis, Dallas, the Knicks, the Celtics, and the Cavs are ahead of them. And check out the record of the 5 teams ahead of them. 18-9, 17-9, 16-10, 21-5, 22-4. That's 35, 51, 72. That's 94. Dave's doing math on the fly here. That's 74 and 37. That's really good. The 5 teams ahead of the Kings in offensive rating are 74 and 37. The Kings are 13 and 13. The team below them, they play tonight, the Nuggets. They're 13 and 10. The team below them, the Thunder, are 20 and 5. Defensive rating. Well, okay, Dave, that's offense. Whatever. What about defense? Okay. Did we not say in years past that if this team could just be league average or better in defensive rating to go with their top 10 offense, they'd be in great shape. Well, there's 30 teams in the league. The Kings are 14th. You know the team below them, directly, number 15, the Nuggets. The Nuggets are one rung below the Kings in offensive rating, one rung below the Kings in defensive rating. And every team ahead of the Kings, every single team ahead of the Kings in defensive rating is either above 500 or significantly above 500. The one team that is not above 500 that is ahead of the Kings in defensive rating, number 12, the 7-16 Philadelphia 76ers. But guess what? The Sixers are 28th in offensive rating. Finally, let's combo both of them. Net rating. The Sacramento Kings are 11th. They're 11th. You want to know what the teams below the Kings are? Well, I'll tell you anyways. 13-10, 13-10, 14-11, 14-12, 14-11. You have to go all the way down to 17 to the Spurs at 13-13. You have to go to 19 to find your first team under 500, and that's the Chicago Bulls. What I'm saying is this, guys. I don't like just BS positivity. I agree with Jeff. That's how we started the conversation. Your record is your record. But this is a very confusing team, and the numbers so far are not adding up. And that's why I actually have a little bit of optimism. This team, here, I'll use something controversial. We can have fun. No politics. Anybody who knows polling, though, knows that there's a lot of conversation about polling, undersampling, oversampling, getting it wrong, this, that, whatever. If you look at polling data and it says one thing, but then when you go into the crosstabs deeper and you go, wait a minute, this is not adding up. This person should be higher or lower. I'm talking about anything. That's what's going on with this team right now. It's not adding up. And a big part of that is they suck in games decided by 5 or less, despite the fact that they have 2 of the top 5 clutchiest guys in the NBA. You see my point? There is a lot that is not adding up. So one of two things is going to happen as we take a break here. A, the numbers are going to start to slide, and that's who this team is. They're overachieving offensively and defensively. That's not really who they are. And those numbers will start to slide and get to where it's more about their record. It's more in line with their record, or their record is going to start to improve and get in line with where those numbers are. I tend to think it will be the latter. And I tend to think that the latter can be helped quite a bit if they bring in a little bit of help. We'll take a break. More on that later. When we come back, Travis Hunter wins the Heisman, and we have sad news for our friends at UC Davis from over the weekend. We will, of course, talk to Coach Tim Plow about that tomorrow. College football next.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Here's a steal by Fox. The breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
I love spreading joy with gifts this time of year, but I try not to spread my budget too thin. Luckily, Kohl's has come through for me once again. I just went and used the 25% off coupon to score so many great gifts under $20, like cozy pajamas and fleece, amazing gift sets, and beauty must-haves. So if you're looking to give more for less this season, get to Kohl's. Select styles, offers end December 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store at Kohl's.com for details.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional detail.
Did you know that replacing garage doors is the biggest return on investment homeowners can get on improvements? Jason Ross here, and let me tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, a family-owned and operated company with third-generation owners that's been in business for 71 years right here in Sacramento. With new garage doors from Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, you'll not only get the wow factor, but you'll also know that you're working with a well-respected and proven company. Residential and commercial, brand new garage doors, or repairs to existing doors, they do it all. Take advantage of their free at-home estimates on new garage doors or check out the showroom with no appointment needed. And while you're at it, mention me, Jason Ross, or Sacktown Sports and receive $100 off a new garage door paired with a new garage door opener. Check out their website at ohdsac.com or call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
The most wonderful time of the year has officially begun at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. This is the sale you've been dreaming of, with holiday hits on every aisle. 12 full days of unbeatable prices on only the best Makita products in town, and much, much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. So check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
Dylan Scott, Country Till I Die Tour. Platinum selling artist Dylan Scott. With special guests Jackson Dean and Avery Anna.
You just can't have mine. Thank God she loves me. God knows I got so lucky.
Friday, January 10th, 7 p.m. The venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com.
Hey, what's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, the Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for the Wrap Up the Year sales event?
Wrap up our biggest savings of the year with up to $17,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram Heavy Duties. Plus, with over 400 new Rams available, including the hard-to-find Heavy Duties, your perfect truck is waiting at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center.
That is a huge selection of Rams. Probably why Hoblet is the #1 Ram dealer in California.
Not only do we have great deals on new Ram trucks, the Hoblet family dealers is growing with a huge selection of used cars at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter. With over 220 vehicles available and over 45 under 20,000.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, nobody beats Hoblet, period. 17,000 total net savings on select new 2024 Ram 2500 tradesmans after 10,500 factory rebates and 6,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include 3,000 Hoblet inventory coupons while supplies last, 2,000 trade-in assistance on qualifying trades, 500 upfit, 2,000 California commercial business bonus cash. Business ownership and 500 upfit required. 5 is net savings. Sample VIN 357313. See dealer for details.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Yeah, so we'll have a long conversation, more conversation on the Kings, obviously, later. From the 209, thank you. I'm the guy who keeps saying that. This is from the text line. Judge around game 50. And that is the basis of the argument. Now, I want to be careful here.
It's a little too late, isn't it?
Yeah. You got to judge a little sooner, unfortunately, because, and I know that's what Monty and co are doing, because if you need help, you need help. But let me be clear here, and I said this in the last segment. I want to say it again. Their analytics, and I use that term broadly. I know there's nerds out there that are like, but just, you know what I mean. Their surface analytics do not mash with what their record is. So, of course, the thought is their record should be better. But scientifically, we have to allow for the fact that the inverse could also be true. Their analytics may be outrunning their record. One of them will change. Again, either the net ratings are a mirage to an extent and will regress to where their record is, or what we're hoping their record will increase to where their analytics are. Let's not just say, oh, please don't go to the water cooler, which, again, that always makes me laugh because I don't think anybody talk. We have a water cooler. I don't think we talk around it. It's right outside the bathroom.
I just talked with Cody.
Did you? So
the water cooler.
So you had a water cooler conversation.
We did.
Well, don't go to your water cooler, please, and say, hey, I heard with Dave and Chris today, this team's probably a lot better because of this, and that. Because though that could be true, remember, the opposite could be true too. They might just have better analytics, and they're a 500-ish team, and we're seeing a mirage. So just please keep that in mind. I think they're better. I think, on paper, this is the best Kings team we have had since the 2002 run. I think this is a very, very good team that is very, very top-heavy. Anyway, we'll get back to that. Heisman Trophy over the weekend. Travis Hunter, congratulations. I have a fun stat for you. This is the first time ever, and this is also kind of one of those stats where, you got to pick and choose, but this is the first year in which the winners of the Heisman Trophy, the NBA MVP, and the NHL MVP have all played for teams in the same state. Nathan McKinnon of the Avalanche in hockey, Colorado. Nikola Jokic, Denver. Travis Hunter, University of Colorado. So, hey, congratulations, Colorado. You're having quite the year. I don't know what that means. Ashton Jonty finishes a very close second. We talked about that a little bit. Congrats to him as well. Also, there's a lot of I'm getting into the Twitter world now, which is also an absolute nightmare. But a lot of stuff about stuff I don't like about social media. One of many. Everyone's killing Travis Hunter's girlfriend. There's a video out where he's taking pictures with people, and she's looking kind of bored and offish. And I think she says at one point, like, "What am I supposed to sit here?" And everyone's saying, "Dump her now." Saw a similar thing with Patrick Mahomes' now wife early on. I don't know. Come on, guys. Anyone who's ever been in a relationship knows there are times when your significant other is a little annoyed at situations. We don't know what went into it. We don't know what the background was. We don't know what the deal is. I can promise you this. If I was being followed around with cameras, and it wouldn't take long in my conversations with my wife, and there were a couple things cherry-picked out that you would think we have the worst relationship ever, and she should run for the hills. Conversely, same thing. You could cherry-pick conversations and things my wife has said to me, and you would go, dude, you got to drop her quickly. My God. By the way, I think you can all identify with that. We've all been there. You know what? Just how people can form complete opinions based on a snippet of a conversation is beyond me. But hey, that's what we do, right? Isn't that what we do? We jump to conclusions. UC Davis, unfortunately, will be jumping into the offseason as they were beaten by South Dakota 35-21, 21-14 at the half. South Dakota pulled away. I shouldn't say pulled away. They ended up winning by 2 touchdowns. This is a game. South Dakota was better. What a great year. What a great year for UC Davis and Coach Tim Plow as they put together quite the season. Made it to the quarterfinals. I know that's not their goal. Their goal is to win a national championship. I know that Tim Plow wanted more. We'll discuss it with him a little bit later tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Looking forward to that, but they should be very, very proud. I know they don't want moral victories. I know it's the last thing Coach is going to want to hear, but I'm sure he is very, very proud of his team, and they got a lot to build on. And with guys like Lan Larison leaving, they got a lot of work to do as well. And if there's one thing I do know, being that he's the guy, the mayor of Shredville, if there's one guy that has the energy to work and replace what he needs to year on year, it's going to be Coach Tim Plow. Maybe he's going to check in with our good friends at American Energy Heating and Air. to grab that energy. As right now, it's cold outside. Not that cold, to be honest. Then again, I'm a little skewed. I just came from cold. Although, since we are a morning show, I should say this, since we are live and local, to do my duty here. Guys, I went out to my car during the break, and hey, it's starting to rain. It's starting to rain. So be careful out there on the road, although, as I understand it, we got some rain last week, didn't we, Chris, out here?
Oh, we did.
Yeah, we did. So, look, it's already cold, though, and American Energy wants you to stay warm, make sure your system's operating safely. Now's the time to take advantage of the $49 tune-up inspection, regularly $119. That includes a full safety and duct inspection. If your system's over 10 years old, hey, they'll pay the tune-up. It's on them. And most of you, your system's over 10 years old. Give them a call right now, 916-520-9990. They're going to give you $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, how about half off the price of a new unit? It's pretty good. Check them out online at the AE, that's American Energy, theaeway.com, for an instant quote. Better Business Bureau members since 1981, A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Have been serving the greater Sacramento area now for the better part of 50 years. They are local. They care about you. That's it. Get in there today. Get your tune-up inspection for free. If your system's over 10 years old, $49. Otherwise, tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we go around the NFL. A lot of NFL to get to today. No Niners playing, by the way, but a lot of big games. When we return, part one of our circle around the NFL, the Chiefs continue to chief. Lamar Jackson shines, and the Eagles also continue to roll. We'll do that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at tryethos.com. That's tryethos.com.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884. Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. It's Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Get huge year-end savings on the all-new 2025 Silverado now at Maida Chevy.
With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on select new 2025 half-ton Silverado LT and RST.
And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Now available with special financing leasing some of the offers.
It's time now for your 49er injury report, brought to you by the offices of J.G. Winter Law. In the game versus Los Angeles, the 49ers got back two key defensive players in defensive end Nick Bosa and linebacker Dre Greenlaw. Greenlaw, however, experienced Achilles soreness and played little in the second half. Also, safety Javier Brown left in the second half with a groin injury. Niners lose 12-6 to Los Angeles and fall to 6-8 on the year. Next up for the 49ers, it's Miami.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Coming up at 7:28. A couple of conversations we're going to have today. At 7:28, Caitlin Clark won the Time Athlete of the Year. We'll have a conversation about that and for some reason, I shouldn't say that, it's dismissive. For reasons I don't fully understand, that's probably a better way to put it. That way, if you're one of those people with those reasons, it doesn't sound like I'm condescending to you, which I'm not. For reasons that escape me, there's controversy around it. I do not understand it. So we'll try to have a conversation about that. And of course, I'll probably get yelled at by somebody. Also, coming up later as well, the one thing that happened while I was gone is there's this whole what's wrong with the NBA conversation happening. What's wrong with the NBA? Because we see numbers every once in a while, and these numbers and those numbers are down, and of course it must mean that there's either this undercurrent of this or whatever. I know we all need reasons for things, but I think shockingly it's getting a little blown out of proportion, much like everybody was done watching football. Baseball is dying. There's the reality of these things, and then there's the chatter. One real good way to not get caught up in the chatter, don't look at ratings. Because you don't know, nor do I, and if I don't know, you don't know the entire story behind that. Ratings are a very difficult thing to base entire narratives on. They help, but here's what we don't know. We don't know what the out-of-market viewership is. We don't know what the and ask yourself these questions. If you know this, then you're not me. Then you're better. We don't know what each team's local television deal is. For example, in Denver, how it's very difficult to watch local games. We don't know that. Not everybody has the access Kings fans do. We don't know what type of streaming there is, both legal and illegal streams. We don't know, yet we try to compare an 82-game season to a 17-game season to a 162-game season. Have you done the research on television viewing habits during the winter as opposed to the summer, during the weekday as opposed to the weekend? What percentage of what games happen on the weekend versus the weekday? What is the difference between afternoon viewing habits, for example, a West Coast team on the East Coast versus home viewing habits when games start at 7 p.m., East Coast bias, West Coast bias? There are a lot of variables, is all I'm saying, that go into ratings and viewership. Now, I'm not saying it's not something to take into account. Of course it is. But if you want to not get caught up in the back and forth necessarily, here's what you do. It's a very simple test. How is a league doing? Look at franchise valuations year on year. How's the league doing? Look at the franchise valuations. Are they going up? If the answer is yes, the league is doing just fine. Are there other things besides franchise valuations? Yep. Am I weirdly doing that annoying thing where I'm asking questions and then answering myself? Yeah, I'm doing that too. Sorry, I'll get away from that. What I'm saying is I'm not going to freak out about it. Now, what we can talk about is things that are going on in the NBA that maybe we don't like stylistically. There's also a political conversation to be had about it. And I'm not talking Trump, Biden, Kamala, no, I'm talking about open mics and conversations and people saying their piece and turning it off. I also don't really buy into that too. And by the way, that's on both sides. Not to send the YouTube chat into delirium here. I hope that doesn't happen. But when everybody was quitting football because of the kneeling, that didn't happen. It happened for like 5 minutes. When everybody was quitting football because Nick Bosa wore a Make America Great hat, that didn't happen. People say that, and it's what we call virtue signaling, and that's fine. But in reality, it's great to say that publicly. It's another thing to see if they're actually watching. I'm not saying people haven't quit watching because of that stuff, and maybe you're one of them. And if that's you, that's great. I'm saying that's not the norm. And it's certainly not enough to actually strike some sort of... Now, if you want to look at stuff like that does work, look at Bud Light, look at some of those other companies that have dealt with that. That is a big, big deal. When it comes to sports, it's a little bit different than a beer. That's all I'm saying. We'll get into that a little bit later because it's one of those conversations I enjoy to a point. If we can have an open, honest discussion. It's also one of those conversations I hate because there's no way to do it without people taking sides and just blathering at each other. And I think that's part of the problem. We should all be able to conversate, and your perspective is the correct one. You see what I'm saying? Your perspective, your truth, that is the correct one for you. I'm just here to have the conversation. All right, let's get into football. The Chiefs won again. Patrick Mahomes was the story coming out of that game. By the way, the Chiefs won again in the game I picked Cleveland to upset them. That pick didn't go. Although I will say, hey, was 21-0, I believe, and then Cleveland outscored them 7-0. So they showed fight. Actually, I thought that game was going to be like 48-3 after watching the first half. I think Kansas City just kind of took their foot off the gas a little bit. The Chiefs are 13-1. And really, for them, this was a blowout. They won by 14. That's huge. In fact, unless I'm wrong, let me look at this here. How crazy is it? Yeah, I'm right. What do you know? The Kansas City Chiefs are sitting there with one loss on the season. They are 13-1. And this game against the Browns, 21-7, that's their biggest blowout of the year. 14 points. The two-time defending 13-1 champions. And that is their biggest blowout of the year. And we're going into week 15. The Kansas City Chiefs sit all alone with the best record in the National Football League. They are 11th in point differential at plus 70, behind teams like the Buccaneers at plus 77, the Broncos at plus 89. The Lions, even after the loss yesterday, are at plus 177. That is 107 more points per game, or for the season, excuse me. They have outscored their opponents. But here we go. And I will once again, as I will again in 4-down territory, I will ask about the Chiefs. I will once again invoke my world-famous, not really Chuck Liddell rule of thumb. I stopped betting against Chuck Liddell. Many of you longtime listeners are rolling your eyes. You know the story. I've told it 50 times. Because I was betting against him. By betting, I mean, picking against him. Of course, I don't bet. And finally, I just stopped because he kept winning. And it was one of those, until he loses, I'm not betting against him. Same thing with the Chiefs. You want to know who I think is going to be in the Super Bowl, who I hope? Bills and Lions. Would love that. I sure as hell am not picking against the Chiefs until they lose. And I feel like because they've been winning barely, for some reason we're taking that as vulnerability. And by the way, maybe it is. Maybe it'll catch up to them in the playoffs. But why is it that we always fall for that? Why is it that we always fall for this with dynastic teams? Is it because it's sports radio, and is it because that we need to have some sort of we need the illusion that it's actually a competition? Because we did this with the Lakers, we did this with the Spurs, we did this back in the day with the Niners, way back in the day with the Niners when they were on their run, the Cowboys. Look at all your dynastic teams. What do? They get a little bored. They play every team in the NFL, and every single game is the other team's Super Bowl. Every single team that plays the Chiefs this year, that is their biggest game of the regular season. And a win against the Chiefs is something that goes on everyone's resume. So everybody is dialed in and giving 1,000% when they play the Chiefs. Which is why when teams are like that and then they hit the playoffs, there is something called playoff experience that matters, because that level of competition goes up a notch in the playoffs for every other team, but not for the Chiefs. They've seen that all year. They saw it last year. They saw it the year before. And granted, playing an extra 2, 3, 4 extra games at the end of each season, the Kansas City Chiefs over the last 4 years have played an extra season of football, basically. That will catch up at some point. But we may all just be fooling ourselves. This may just be the Chiefs again. And we won't know until the clock hits 000 and they're down. But until then, I ain't picking against the Chiefs, dude. I don't care if they win every game by a point. We'll take a break. Still got to get to Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. The Eagles roll on. When we get back, though, Cam Scatterboot, the A's, Aaron Rodgers, just a 1-minute break, 3 for Madness coming up next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Did you know that replacing garage doors is the biggest return on investment homeowners can get on improvements? Jason Ross here, and let me tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, a family-owned and operated company with third-generation owners that's been in business for 71 years right here in Sacramento. With new garage doors from Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, you'll not only get the wow factor, but you'll also know that you're working with a well-respected and proven company. Residential and commercial, brand new garage doors, or repairs to existing doors, they do it all. Take advantage of their free at-home estimates on new garage doors or check out the showroom with no appointment needed. And while you're at it, mention me, Jason Ross, or Sacktown Sports and receive $100 off a new garage door paired with a new garage door opener. Check out their website at ohdsac.com or call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Here's something while I was gone. And of course, it's me, so I have to touch it. Hello. I don't know what this is, but it's cool. And it's so big, I can't even put it in the entire screen. But somebody brought in a giant white bar. What is this, Chris?
I don't know. And that was a surprise to me.
You know who brought it in? No? Well, whoever brought it in, I mean, we're not, I always say we're not festive enough, and I could do something about it.
Maybe, is it a Festivus poll?
Is that a thing? I don't know. I'm not at Seinfeld.
I know there's a poll for Festivus.
Well, this thing is massive, dude. But props to whoever brought it in. And I really don't want to break it. Oh, also, with everything I was bringing in treats for everybody. Sorry, I need to talk to the microphone. I was bringing in treats for everybody. I forgot to shout out my guy Ryan with the Kings and the Kings themselves, because we have new jerseys for the station. We have the new, what do they call these? Are the new old jerseys, but the City Connect or whatever the hell. This is a Fox one, the old school purples like you see in the commercial. And the what I think are being dubbed, and if not, I'm dubbing them, the Royale jersey. Royale. With this is a Keegan Murray. So we have well, we do have all current players, but we have a couple of new jerseys to put up in the frames.
How did you get those?
I had I always I'm the one who replaces or gets these from the Kings to replace them, and so Ryan's the guy over there, and whenever they come out,
Can you tell him that we didn't get a Keegan one?
That we what?
That we didn't get a Keegan one, and maybe we should ship another one.
I see where I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah, I can say that. So thanks to them, we'll have these up. You know, that's all. That whole part of the segment was all about the decoration of the studio, and I know you all care about that. 3 for Madness. Question 1, please.
Cameron Scadaboo finished 5th in the Heisman voting. How cool is that?
Also, I want to say, and it is cool, but I want to say, you know what, dude? I hated the red jerseys. Hated them. Second worst only to the gold ones. I don't hate these jerseys. I actually think they're kind of clean.
I think in person they're better than what they came online. Because online it looked like straight up Detroit Pistons.
It really
jerseys.
did. You're absolutely right. I think you nailed it, Chris. I don't have much to add. I think you nailed it. I actually think these are real cool looking jerseys. So I don't know. Keep them. Just the Royale jerseys, baby. It's super cool. Rio Lindis, Cameron Scadaboo. It's not just that he came in 5th in the Heisman. It's just the type of player he is. Like, isn't he kind of a Sacramento player? Of course, Sac State, and then moved on to Arizona State. But he's just that, like, blue collar. I'm going to smash you. I'm going to run over you. Just the whole attitude. I really, really hope he gets onto a NFL team and is able to. I have a feeling he may very well end up being like a real fun NFL player that's going to attach to some team.
The thing too, I didn't want to see him leave Sac State, but the good thing about that is like, yeah, he's doing this, but it's in the Big Sky.
100%.
Like, yeah, but what would he be doing up against the bigger schools? And then he did it.
And now if we can get him, hopefully on a national stage, maybe they can win a game or two in the college football playoffs and really, really start to make some noise. I'm really, because here's the thing. I think there's a lot of people around the country that are not from Sacramento and are from your average college football fan. It's like Cameron Scatabo. What? Who is that? Arizona.
Which was us like 2 years ago.
Totally. 100%. So I'm looking forward to those people hopefully seeing him on a national stage and going, oh my God, this is one of the more fun. Honestly, you can make an argument. He's top 2 most fun college football player, most fun to watch in the whole deal. So it is incredibly cool. Super proud of him and his whole family. Number 2, please.
Question 2.
The A's acquired a starting pitcher from the Rays shortly after spending to get Luis Severino. Is John Fisher okay?
Yeah, what is going on? Not just Severino, not just acquiring another starter, which was their big weakness last year, but also watching Houston get a little bit worse so far. Everyone's kind of regressing in the AL West, and the A's have now added 2 legit starting pitchers with a lot of potential beyond what they did last year. They already have the makings of a pretty good young offense, but starting pitching was their issue, and obviously Mason Miller in the bullpen is one of the best in the game. And they're spending money. It's not just that they've done this, it's that they've also, and you never hear this, have been involved in other conversations that you hear about that they lost out on, but that at least were in the mindset of, hey, we would be willing to spend XYZ amount of money. I think, unfortunately, if I'm going to put a damper on it, I don't necessarily think this is all for us in Sacramento. I think a lot of this is for everyone in Vegas. Hey, look, we're going to spend money. We told you it's Oakland's fault. Now we're out of Oakland. We're going to be a real team here. And it may just be, let's spend a little bit of money on the edges to give. They've been so terrible. Terrible is not the right word. They have been a joke when it comes to spending money, that even just a little bit of stuff like this will really, really turn heads. So it remains to be seen. But it certainly is shaping up as a benefit for Sacramento fans, as a team that might surprise some people next year. You never know. We got a long way to go for that, but here we go. And John Fisher's actually spending a little of his cash, which he has quite a bit of. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
Should Aaron Rodgers retire at the end of this season?
The thing is this, I don't care who it is. I generally don't get involved in the whole XYZ guy should retire conversation is weird, because if a team is willing to sign a player and pay them, that means there is a market for said player. And Aaron Rodgers just turned 41 a couple weeks ago. He's obviously there. It's on the horizon. God, that draft was in 2005. That's crazy how long ago it was. 3,255 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Those are not terrible numbers. Those are not Aaron Rodgers numbers. But I can tell you this much. His last year in Green Bay in 17 games, he had 3,695 yards. He's at 3,255. So he needs 450 yards basically to pass that over his last 3 games. He had 26 touchdowns. He has 3 now. He'll almost certainly pass that. He has 8 interceptions now. He had 12 then. So he's actually having a better year than he had his final year in Green Bay. And then obviously he was injured his first year in with the Jets. If you took the name Aaron Rodgers off those stats, he's an average to above average quarterback that there would be a market for. I think it just comes to this. He's obviously made enough money. He's won a Super Bowl. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's done the things he needs to do. So if he decides that he wants to go start a podcast, host a game show, do whatever Aaron's going to do, and I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to sneak off into the, I don't think he's going to sneak off into the ether and never be heard from again. He's going to do something. He's going to do something. And if he wants to go do that, and he's done getting banged up every other week and doing drills and training camp and all that, I can't blame him. But I don't think we're sitting here with, oh, dude, this guy's completely washed outlook either. I don't think that's the case at all. I think if Aaron Rodgers wants to play another year, he's certainly showing that despite that record, he still has something to offer the National Football League. We'll take a break when we come back. All right. Caitlin Clark wins the Time Athlete of the Year. And there's controversy. Let's try to talk about this controversy and, be polite and nice and open to other thoughts and views while also being able to throw in our own without being jumped on for it. Let's see if we can accomplish that coming up right after this.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Dunks, threes, buzzer beaters. There's so much NBA happening. I gotta keep up.
Easy there. There's a better way to NBA with the NBA app.
Wait, really?
Follow your favorite teams and the league's brightest stars. Be on the ball with real-time stats and scores.
Yeah?
And go behind all the drama with new docs and shows.
Are you kidding?
Catch every swish, dunk, and bucket. All of this, all in one place, all for free.
Thank you.
There's a better way to NBA. Download the app today. Available on the Google Play, Apple app, and Android stores.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. And get this, Napoleon Grill's Black Friday Cyber Mondays include a limited time $300 off their top-selling Phantom Grill and 15% off all gas, kettle, and travel grills. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish you happy holidays. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right. Sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sacktown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader. The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Time Athlete of the Year, Caitlin Clark. And there's been conversations. Mystics owner, co-owner, Sheila Johnson, wondered aloud, why just Caitlin Clark? Why not everyone else?
It has taken the WNBA almost 28 years to get to the point where we are now. And this year, something clicked with the WNBA, and it's because of the draft of the players that came in. It's just not Caitlin Clark. It's Reese. We have so much talent out.
Okay, that's all true. Something clicked. It wasn't just Caitlin Clark. It was Angel Reese. It was Asia Wilson. And let me just throw my credentials out before we start this conversation. I'm not a lifelong follower of the WNBA. I am not an expert. I am also not an expert on race relations. I've also never been black. I've never been a minority. But it's a very interesting conversation to me. A conversation that I am happy to be educated on and informed on if I'm missing something. And I think that's a problem a lot of times with conversations like this that get very sensitive, is we have people roll into their media outlets, TV, radio, podcasts, newspaper, whatever, and they say, this person said this, and they're terrible, and here's why, and that's stupid, and this is bogus, and you're a moron, and not, hey, here's what I see. Prove what I'm saying is incorrect or wrong, and tell me why, because I'd love to learn. Some people think learning is embarrassing because you lose the argument or you lose the debate. I think it's phenomenal when you can learn something, especially myself. I love learning. If I say something and somebody says to me, nope, did you think about this? And I go, oh my God, I didn't think about that. That's a good thing. And we should embrace that. Now, when Mystics co-owner Sheila Johnson says it's not just Caitlin Clark, well, she's correct. But it sure did coincidentally happen when Caitlin Clark came into the league, and this was hype that was in college with Caitlin Clark, and it transferred over, and the league's never seen a player with the impact of Caitlin Clark.
There that has been unrecognized, and I don't think we can just pin it on one player.
There has been, this phrase has been couched, hasn't it? The Caitlin Clark effect. Why do you think that has been the case?
Well, I want to be very diplomatic about this. It's just the structure of the way media plays out race. I'm going to be very honest.
All right, so there we go. Bird magic. We've seen this before. Boxing, great white hype. Has Caitlin Clark being a Caucasian, a straight Caucasian, in what statistics say is a largely not Caucasian, not straight league. Does that endear her? Does that give her a section of a fan base that maybe others don't get? Yeah. Yes, it does. Yes, there are people out there that don't want to watch the NBA because they don't see anybody like them. And there's people that don't watch the WNBA because they don't like all the gay people. Like, to think that that's not the case. I'm not talking about whether it's right or wrong. I'm not talking about the morality. I'm saying to think that that's not the case, that somebody would say, oh, look at the white straight girl. I'm going to follow her. I identify more with that. That's just human psychology. Of course. But Caitlin Clark in her rookie year also averaged 19 points, 6 boards, 8.5 assists, and over a steal a game. And a style of play that is very, very, very pleasing to a lot of people. Let's talk about the Mystics, because their owner was just talking about this. 31% of the Washington Mystics' total home attendance for this season came from 2 games. I'll let you guess who they were playing in those 2 games. I'm not even going to give you the answer. I'll just let you guess. And you know what? Your guess is correct. The league's overall attendance increased by 48% year on year. Commercial deals. Clark agrees to an 8-year, $28 million deal with Nike, including a signature shoe. Rivalries. Put a pin in the rivalry thing, because we're going to get to that a little bit later in the NBA. But rivalries like Clark and Angel Reese are very, very, for those of us over 40, it sounds a little familiar in the world of basketball, doesn't it? Oh, Larry Bird from Indiana. Larry Bird, the Hick from French Lick, Caitlin Clark. What was it, Iowa? Iowa State? I always mix them up. Iowa. Oh, Larry Bird, the Hick from French Lick, and Michigan State, Magic Johnson Spartans. Yeah. We love rivalries. Now, are the I wish 2 things would happen simultaneously, and that's not going to happen. Number one, I wish all the players and all the people that are involved with the WNBA would look at Caitlin Clark like an absolute cash cow and a golden goose. Holy crap. What manna from heaven. We have this girl that is showing up that is bringing whole new audiences to our sport. Not to our sport, to our league, I should say, because basketball is already big. She had it in college. She's bringing it with her. By the way, and I apologize if there's some of you out there that can do this, but name 5 players in women's college basketball this season. Name them. Just to yourself right now, see if you can name them. Do you think women's, by the way, we haven't even played the season yet. Do you think women's college basketball, which is amazing and has been amazing, especially over the last few years, numbers have gone up and up and up and up, and that was before Caitlin Clark. Do you think they're going to have the same numbers they did last year? Bet you they won't. So does Caitlin Clark have an undeniable effect on the game, on the league, that will bring money, spotlight, all kinds of revenue that goes with that? Yeah. Yes. Admit it. It's okay. Also, there was a foundation there that she was able to step into. A foundation built by players making less than a lot of you listening right now that go overseas to supplement their income and that have to hear about girls shouldn't play basketball. Like, that's okay. Why is that an attack to admit that? Why do we have to draw sides, and why can't we just say, you know what, both? I think the folks that are not or are struggling, whether it's the athletes or the team owners or the media members that are trying to poke holes in this Caitlin Clark effect, there's a bit of a bias, there's a bit of a blind eye that's going in. It's not intellectually honest. It's a conversation that's couched, in my opinion, in a lot of other very serious things that are being thrown at her. The questions that are thrown at her all year long, the side eyes, I thought she handled everything about as well as you can. And by the way, you know she did, because she's managed to piss off everybody. She can't win. She cannot win in the public eye with everybody. There's just no way. It's an impossible situation. And oh, by the way, we're not talking about a grizzled old veteran here. We're talking about a 22-year-old young lady trying to make her way in the world in a fishbowl. I say young lady, I would have said young man, by the way. Either way, that's tough. I'm an idiot now. I was an even bigger, colossal idiot at 22, and most of you were too. And we don't allow for that. Microphones thrown in your faces after big wins or losses, emotions running high. You're not at your emotional maturity peak yet. Everything you say is being crisscrossed and broken down. And there are people out there that say, oh, she's divisive. Well, I don't think she's divisive. I think everything surrounding her is divisive. But why can't she also be inclusive? It's making people talk and think and grow. And growth sometimes is tough. Growth is almost always tough. But make no mistake about it, Caitlin Clark is a godsend to the WNBA. A godsend to the WNBA. I would actually, and this is going to be taken as disrespectful, and I don't mean it that way, but you could probably make an argument that Caitlin Clark herself is as valuable as the entire rest of the league combined when it comes to revenue. And it's not something I hope they try, but I wonder if you grabbed a new league and Caitlin Clark was the epicenter of that league and you had it compete with the WNBA, I think you'd have a competition on your hands. She's that big of a deal. Nobody has had the effect on a sport like Caitlin Clark since Tiger Woods, and golf was already a big, big, big deal. But there was also a foundation there, and there were people that worked their asses off for decades and toiled and were underpaid and blah, 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 all that stuff to create a foundation and to till the seeds or whatever you do on a farm to get stuff to grow. To allow her to come into that situation and grow and thrive. And you have to give credit to that too. And I don't blame people for saying, well, hold on a second. I've been here for a long time. I'm doing this. I actually put up better numbers. We would all feel the same way. If somebody came into your work and was putting up slightly worse or as good of numbers as you, and everyone's just hugging and kissing them and freaking out, you're like, whoa, bro, I've been here 10 years doing this. Like, and this person is making 20 times the money. That's not cool. You'd all feel the same way. I think there's a lot of natural human emotion that's going into this. And I just wish everybody would just agree on the basics. She's great for the sport. She's handled herself amazingly. She's being thrown a lot of unfair crap her way. And also, there's a point on the other side, too. I say congratulations. I think she's absolutely deserving of that award. I think she might be the most important athlete to their sport of any sport in the world right now. And I don't think that's hyperbole. We'll take a break. When we come back, is this the most confusing Kings team ever? Is this the most confusing Kings team ever? We'll talk about it next. Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Get huge year-end savings on the all-new 2025 Silverado. Now at Maida Chevy. With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on select new 2025 half-ton Silverado LT and RST. And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area. $8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big. Huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing leasing some of the offers.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
The most wonderful time of the year has officially begun at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. This is the sale you've been dreaming of, with holiday hits on every aisle. 12 full days of unbeatable prices on only the best Makita products in town, and much, much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. So check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
I'm Craig Ashton with the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. It may sound contradictory for a personal injury firm to wish you a safe holiday season, but we at Ashton & Price wish that no one has to suffer an injury in an automobile collision. But if you're an accident injury victim, you can lean on Ashton & Price to do all the legal legwork and introduce you to the best medical care providers in the area. So during this holiday season, you can focus on your health and your family. So from all of us at Ashton & Price, we advise you to have the happiest and safest of holidays.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed a musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Hey, Chris, is our guest at 8 still on? To your knowledge? Yes. All right. Brendan Nunez will join us at 8. Matt Narrows at 9.
Hear about that?
What? Did I hear about it? I read the whole rundown when Jason's gone.
Wait, did I say Brendan?
Yeah.
I meant Frankie.
Oh
my! I get them all confused.
Jeez. Frankie joins us. Said to Chris before the show, I said, do me a solid. I have many weaknesses. One of them is I don't know when our guests are on. I know Greg Papa's at 9 on Fridays, etc. A few things, but some of them I miss. So
I'll let you in on a little secret.
Yeah.
I forget them too.
Yeah.
So as Jason was leaving, I made a
cheat sheet.
note.
You should put that, our regular guest, you should put that somewhere in our docs, or maybe at the bottom we should have that. Because Jason always writes in who the guests are because he's the responsible one. One last thing on the WNBA conversation, then we'll move on to the Kings. I want to ask this question. I don't want people to throw things at me. proverbially or not. Chris, I'll ask you to help me because you usually have I can rely on you to oftentimes have a different thought than me. I'm not advocating. I'm not advocating.
I'm sorry.
What?
Going back on the Frankie thing.
Yeah.
This wasn't passed along to us. I thought I told Jason, but I must have forgot. We have parental appointment that we are heading to in a few. Can we do tomorrow?
Okay. All right. So no Frankie or Brandon today.
No.
Okay. So 8:00 we will talk. We'll go around the NFL again.
Hey, good idea.
Why not? I had it right from the jump. Can somebody just answer for me this without, I want to say it in bold capital letters again. I'm not advocating for it. I'm not being man who hasn't historically watched a ton of WNBA, whose best friend is a former WNBA player, but that's my only credential, but who very much is in favor of the game growing. Very much, 100%. My motives are pure. Can somebody tell me why the idea of lowering the rims in the WNBA is almost immediately greeted with tomato throwing and the worst? Why is that not why can't we just talk about it? I don't mind being proven. I don't mind being told, no, it's a bad idea, and here's why. But why is it like, it's almost like misogynistic to say it, and I completely reject that. By the way, and I know I'm asking you for your opinion, and I'm talking a lot. I don't deny that there are people that are misogynistic that say that. I'm saying we live in a world where women play 3 sets instead of 5 in tennis. We live in a world where women have red tees to the men's championship tees. We already have in sports, many sports. We live in a world where their 3-point line is further in than the men's 3-point line. All I'm saying is from a purely, I want to be educated, I'm a little kid, help me point of view. Why is it that we live in a world where in many sports there are adjustments made for the women's game, but when you bring up the rims in the WNBA, it is absolutely thrashed? What am I missing?
Why don't we lower the rims in the men's league?
Because here's why, if you're asking. Because if you look at any 2-minute highlight reel of any NBA game, one of the main things you're going to see, although it's changed over the years with Steph Curry and friends, are dunks. To deny that dunking, we literally have an entire contest built around it that is legendary. To deny that dunking is a big part of the entertainment factor of the game is silly. Of course it is. And in the WNBA, when somebody did it a week or two ago, and it was like, all over. And it's like one of those dunks like I did, where it's like you barely get up there. It's like the one-handed thing. We're not windmilling and Sean Kemping and all that crap. It's like a barely dunk. And it's like, oh my God, there was a dunk. And it's like, okay. And again, I'm not saying this is how it should be. Why don't we want more? Why don't we want to discuss having more of that?
It would make the game worse.
What? Okay. Tell me why.
When your son started playing basketball, what age?
You mean like competitively, or
yeah,
7? Yeah, something like.
How
6 or
high
7.
were the rims?
10 feet. 10 feet.
So his entire career,
he's played at 10-foot rims.
What if they're like, "Hey, we're trying to make the high school basketball
and lower those rims"?
We're going to lower the rims.
I truly don't know, but I do know this. I know that there is about 1,000 times more dunking per capita in high school men's than there is in the WNBA.
I don't think you're taking it like you're telling people that have been playing the game their entire life to, hey, we're going to change drastically one of the most important things about scoring, and everything is going to be off, and you guys are all going to have to restart again.
Okay, no, that's fair.
And then why do they have to restart?
This is the conversation I want to have. Okay, but we instituted a 3-point line in the NBA. That changed everything.
Yeah, but there wasn't a 3-point line, and then there was a 3-point line.
So if we move the 3-point line, and again, there's an adjustment in the 3-point lines in FIBA, NBA, WNBA, college, although I don't know. I think the college, and I'm honestly not sure.
What's
the
constant?
Huh?
What's
The rims.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you had a situation where the rims were lowered and it made the game. I think the more interesting part of the conversation is, but if it makes the game, and I'm saying if, I don't know, if it were to make the game more entertaining on a broad level, continue with the ratings, the revenue, all that, I completely take your point. Like, you have these people that have played their whole lives and now they have to completely readjust their shooting, the way everything is. I get it. That is an adjustment. But if it was something, if we could somehow pilot program it and in the long run go, oh my God, this is actually even more. I don't like the idea of saying this is better, because it implies that it's already not good. But if this added a whole new level, why would you not want to explore that? Because in reality, we're sitting here in a situation where it's like verboten to say that men are faster, stronger, and can jump higher. I said men, not a man. 100 men, 100 women, 100 male athletes, 100 female athletes. Look at the Olympics. That it's not a debatable topic. They're stronger, they're faster, they jump higher on average. And we have things in place in other sports that try to adjust for those differences. I just don't know why we wouldn't pilot it. Maybe it sucks. Maybe it's the dumbest idea in the world.
Let's change the women's 100 meter to the 80 meter, because they're not as fast as the men, and they'll be quicker. I'd say you're just changing a concept.
No. I'm taking what you're saying. I know we got a break. Give me a second here. I don't know that that's fair, Chris, because I think when you look at the men's 100 meter and the women's 100 meter, I don't think people are watching the women's 100 meter and going, golly, they're slower than the men. I mean, the times say they are, but I don't think I'm looking at FloJo or somebody going, oh. But I think there's a notable difference between the two sports in above the rim play and not as much, almost no above the rim play. Like there's a difference there. I don't know. Again, I'm getting to the point where we're getting to the point of the conversation I want to avoid, which sounds like me advocating for it, and I'm not. I'm not smart enough to know. I just don't know why that part of the conversation is so shot down.
I think WNBA and NBA are different sports. They just are.
They are.
And I think when you try and get a different sport that's close to a sport, to try and get them as close as possible, then you're getting like, well, then why don't I just watch the other one? Why don't I just watch the original?
We don't do that in other sports. We don't do that in tennis and golf.
We do that in NFL.
Well, but NFL, we're
like whenever there's another football league and they try and make the ones that have the most success are when they're different.
Yeah,
from the league.
But we're talking about a gender thing, not a. I think it's a fascinating conversation, but you got to be careful with it. We'll take a break. Sorry, guys. Is this the most confusing Kings team ever? I will not lead off with something else that will take over the segment. We'll move the NFL down to 8:13. Is this the most confusing Kings team ever? And maybe we'll get into a little bit of the whole what's wrong with the WNBA. We'll get to that next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
When your little one has a cold with a fever, try new DayQuil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever. It's the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. DayQuil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever offers fast, effective cold and fever relief for kids ages 6 and up with a delicious grape flavor that kids love. New DayQuil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever will help them feel better fast so they can get back to the fun stuff quickly. New DayQuil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Kelly Curran in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We are expecting areas of patchy fog this morning, along with rain showers moving in. Temperatures will be starting out in the low 40s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA app.
When it's cold and rainy outside, Bonnie is leading the way home. Right now, stay warm and cozy with a full furnace tune-up, just $59. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Schedule an appointment today at Bonnie.com.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Ba, 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 ba. Yep, 'tis the season. Hey, if you take pride in your gift giving, here's a great idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift from the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
The holiday driving season is here, and my good friends over at Jiffy Lube have an awesome holiday oil change special going on right now. Get a full synthetic oil change starting at just $76.99 with a $33 off coupon online. That's right, starting at just $76.99 for up to 5 quarts of full synthetic motor oil with the online coupon. Go visit jiffylube.com right now, find a location near you, and get that $33 off full synthetic oil change coupon now. Most vehicles are covered, especially vehicles and diesel or extra. You got to show the coupon for discount. See the store for details. Happy holidays from Jiffy Lube.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number one claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company, sold on report.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is expanding. I guess you could say the Super Shop is getting more superer. That means more for you, more apparel, more equipment, more shoes, more gift ideas, more of everything you want. If you're looking for the right gift for the golfer in your life, let the friendly team of Hagen Oaks experts help you find the perfect gift. From golf bags to golf balls, from golf pants to golf shirts, from rain gear to golf gloves, Hagen Oaks has it all. And much is on sale. Visit the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Rare Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80, or find us at HagenOaks.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
It's really coming down out there. You have to say that by law. You're doing radio. It is, though. So be careful out there on the roads. A lot of Great text.
If it's too bad out there, maybe just stay in and watch us on YouTube.
Yeah, why not? Thanks for the plug, Chris. You're exactly right.
You deserve it.
You deserve it. And you know what? If you need us to sign the sick day thingy, we will. A lot of great convo on the text line at 916-339-1140. And dare I say, with our friends in the YouTube chat, actually. I expected that to be a lot worse. And I just want to say that I appreciate that we can have conversations that sometimes edge towards the controversial side. I don't know that it should be, but it is. And it's my favorite things about this show. We talk about stuff every day that's the same old. That's fine. That's the job. My favorite shows and my favorite parts of this job, I think, are the ones that do tend to go around the edges of stuff you don't generally hear. Especially when you get some great points. And I don't want to get into those right now. I'll save them for later because then I'm going to get off track. And I've been promising you for 2 segments, we'll talk about this Kings team. My premise is this for you to push back on. This is the most confusing Kings team in Sacramento history thus far this season. That's my premise. I invite you to push back if you disagree. Why are they confusing? Well, if you weren't here with us in the beginning, we went over their ratings, offensive, defensive, and net rating. When you look at where they are in all those aspects, I think what we say, number 6, offense, number 14, defense, top 10 overall. When you look at the teams directly above them, they all have, in many cases, dramatically better records. And when our job is to analyze and break things down to either join into your conversation or maybe in some cases educate the conversation, because we're supposed to do this for a living. And here's the problem though, everyone has worked with almost certainly this type of manager. You ever work with a boss and you learn over time to eventually, if you're turning in a report, if you're saying something, to intentionally leave something in there for them to correct? Because if you don't, and you turn in what you think is the perfect report, the perfect this, the perfect that, there are managers out there that have a really big problem with saying, actually, I wouldn't change a thing. That's perfect. I wouldn't touch it. Because they feel like they're not doing their job if they don't do that.
Ironically, I don't think those managers get that by doing nothing. Oh, you made a great hire. This person's doing exactly what you want. Nope, we got to change it.
You got to change it. And everybody can identify with that. We've all worked with that person. I say that because I think sports talk radio has similarities with hosts sometimes, where you feel like you have to have this in-depth, crazy analysis filled with hyperbole and dramatics, or people will think you're not doing your job. Instead, I choose to say the following. This is perhaps the easiest team I've ever covered to analyze, and it's not confusing. It's very simple. It just doesn't make for great sports radio. They need to make their threes. Now, there are certainly other things we can nitpick. Hey, their bench is not performing well enough. They are very shallow when it comes to front court depth. Yeah, we know that. We knew that before the season started. But when you look on paper, I will say this time and time and time again. At this point, you guys can all probably say it in unison with me. If the Sacramento Kings, who are 13-13, make their three-pointers at a league average, of which they are with this group historically better than league average, on average, They're not 13-13. They're almost certainly 17-9, give or take a game. And we're having a much different conversation. Well, that's not great analysis. Make your threes. That's really shallow and simple analysis. But if it's the truth, I don't want to push non-truths on you. And as I've said, so you go to the coaches. Well, what are they supposed to say to the players? Because statistically, this team is getting open threes attempts at or near the top of any other team in the NBA. So do you go and you gather everybody around in the practice facility and say, guys, we've been losing a lot of games because you're not making your threes. Keegan, Kevin, you guys aren't making your threes. So here's what I need to do as a coach. I'm going to give you some advice, and I want you to work on it. Next game we play, I need you to make your threes. Okay, coach. Keegan, you are a 37.5% lifetime shooter from three. This year, you're just under 30%. I need you to step that up. Okay, coach, I'll make my threes. I hadn't thought of that. Hey, Kevin, you are a lifetime 38% three-point shooter. This year, you're shooting 31%, almost on the dot. Your first year with us, you made 40% in 75 games on 7 attempts a game. Gonna need you to get back to that. Okay, coach, thanks. I hadn't thought of that. You know what? Instead of missing a lot of threes, I'm going to make them. Now, where coaching could get involved is, hey, you know what? Here's the thing. They're really focusing on Kevin Huerter and Keegan Murray and the rest of these guys, and they're really taking away the three. And, we need to help them out so they can get open looks. They've got open looks. That's not the problem. There's nothing for them to coach. There's nothing for them to coach on that. I mean, yes, I'm sure you could nitpick and find something deep. Well, I need to have 3 instead of 2 on the soccer screen. Okay. Or whatever the hell a spray 3 is. Spray more. Okay. Everything involving this team, I would say 90% of their problems come with the three-pointer. Making it and defending it. So I don't have a problem with the playbook. What's wrong with the playbook? They're getting open threes almost as much, if not as much, as the entire league. What's the problem? They're 9th in the NBA in scoring, and they don't make their threes. Here's something. If they started making their threes, they'd be better than 9th. That's a top 10 offensive team. And they're right smack dab in the middle defensively. Now, if you want to coach better and figure things out so that they defend the three more, so that teams don't shoot 80% from, so teams aren't shooting, here's something. How about teams don't shoot from beyond the arc right around what they shoot at the free throw line against us? That'd be great. That's why it's so confusing. Because I don't know what the hell. And that's what they got to figure out. And that's why I think there's a lot more for this team to do. Well, because right now the Sacramento Kings allow other teams to shoot 37.7% from beyond the arc. One team is worse, Atlanta at 37.9. The Kings are 29th in the NBA. That is almost dead last. Last year, 29th in the NBA. Almost dead last. The year before, 24th. The year before, 29th. You get the point? The year before, 27th. See how far back I can go because we got a break. Okay. 2019-2020, Sacramento Kings were 14th, 35.7%. I would take that. If the Sacramento Kings defended the three at at the 14th best in the NBA right now, they'd be a lot better. Yes, so this team, I admit, is confusing the hell out of me. And it should be confusing you too. And I'm not so sure that that's not a good thing. Quick break, 1 minute here. When we come back, around the NFL part 2, we had a scoregami yesterday, a very surprising result. I think there's a battle royale for the MVP. We'll talk about it next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Just put a cherry on top of that Kings Sunday there. You know what's hilarious? The Kings are one away from being dead last in opponent three-point percentage. Teams are making more, well, should I say, shooting at a better clip against the Kings from beyond the arc than any other team other than Atlanta. And the volume of threes is through the roof. Here's what's hilarious, sort of. The Kings, when it comes to overall opponent field goal percentage, overall, they're ninth. They're ninth. They're top 10. They are a top 10 defense when it comes to defending the overall other team's shooting. And by the way, over there, just to show a trend, over their last 3, they're 4th in the NBA. They're 4th. 0.2 of a point behind the Knicks. I honestly, I don't know how to break it down. Somebody probably out there can. I gotta wonder if you take away 3-point shooting, which of course isn't fair, but if you were to take away 3-point shooting, where the Kings would be. Top 4? It's got to be. Top 5, top 4? That's what I'm saying, man. And when you give up, this is very basic basketball. When you give up a three-pointer, at least one of the players on the other team is beyond the arc, behind the arc. Okay, just imagine, go with me on this. They're already almost at half court. Odds are there's at least one other, if not 2 other players that are in a similar place on the floor. So 3 goes in, 3-pointer. Then what happens? The Kings have to take the ball out of bounds. What's happening when that happens in that split second? The 2 guys or 1 guy or 3 guys that are behind the arc are racing down the other end of the floor. The other players on that team are then soon joining them ahead of the ball that De'Aaron Fox is likely, or Malik Monk is likely bringing up the floor, or Domantas Sabonis is bringing up the floor. So what happens? The other team sets their defense, especially when they make a 3. They set their defense. Transition, the percentage, the offensive success percentage in transition versus when a defense is set is always, always, always going to be better in transition before a defense has a chance to set itself. When the point guard is coming down the floor and can see either a mismatch or somebody open on the wing or somebody down low before people have an opportunity to get their man, to set themselves. So if you're giving up threes at a high clip, it's also screwing your offense. You want to see scoring bottom out in the league? Imagine a league in which after you made a shot, the entire team was allowed to go back down and set their defense on every shot. Just imagine that silliness for a second. You would have final scores in the 50s and 60s. That's how dramatic it would be. So it is all incestuous, if you will. It all connects. Anyway, Kings Denver tonight. Kings Denver tonight, 7 p.m. right here on Sacramento Sports. The NFL yesterday, the Bills went into Detroit and won. And that, by the way, was what we call, my friends, a scoregami. For those two of you that are not familiar with what a scoregami is. A scoregami is a score in the NFL that has been around forever that has never happened before. Probably happens maybe 5 or 6 times a season. I'm guessing, but I think that's about right. 48-42. Weirdly enough, that final score has never happened. I understand 48's a weird number to go with a 42. I get it, but at this point, it's kind of weird. 48-42 has never happened. That's the second straight week the Bills have been involved in a crazy game in which both teams scored 40 or more points. Last week with the Rams, in which they lost. They go from the Rams to the Lions. They win. Josh Allen, once again, on fire. 23 of 34, 362, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He also had 68 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. And really rushing, he has just been on fire this year. Also, Baltimore had a huge game. The Ravens. They took on the Steelers. Wait, no, they didn't. Who did they play? They didn't play the Steelers. Stupid. They played the New York Giants. I'm mixing it up. Sorry. 35-14 was your final. The Giants are terrible. It's not that, fine. They did what they needed to do. They beat them. They beat them strongly. But here's where it gets interesting. Like, I was just going to the stat sheet, and I went through ESPN.com, and it said, did Josh Allen just clinch his MVP award? Guys, I think if I'm being fair, Josh Allen is the favorite, especially when you look at team performance. But I'm having a really, really, really hard time looking at Lamar Jackson, who is having the year of his career, a career in which he already has 2 MVPs. He is having a better year than he did last year, in which he won the MVP. He's almost certainly going to eclipse every number out there. Let me give you an example. And by the way, that doesn't matter so much. Like, who cares if he's having a better year than he did last year? Maybe it was a down year for everybody. Maybe Josh Allen's having a better year than everybody else. Whatever. But last year when Lamar Jackson won the MVP, and remember, he's played in 2 games less right now. He played in 16 last year. He's played in 14 now. 2 full games. He's making 68% this year of his completion, 67 last year, a full point ahead. He needs 98 more yards to pass his season-long total from last year. He already has 10 more touchdowns thrown, 34-24. He has 4 less interceptions. His rating is a full 18 points better than it was last year. His QBR, 9 points better than it was last year. Oh, and by the way, he needs 80 more yards to pass his rushing, 2 more touchdowns to pass his rushing touchdowns. He's having an insane year. And to underline that, told you about this last week. If you haven't seen it online, find it. There's a compilation of all 3 of Lamar Jackson's picks this year. And this is unfair because some of these could have happened to any other quarterback too, and I'm sure have. All 3 of his interceptions this year were not his fault. Were either stripped from the receiver, bounced off the receiver, and were go look at them. None of them, not any of the 3 should have been a pick. That's how good he's been. Now, Lamar Jackson, 3580 yards thrown. Josh Allen, 3395. Josh Allen, 25 touchdowns thrown. Lamar Jackson, 34. Lamar Jackson, 3 picks. Josh Allen, 5. Lamar Jackson, 17-point better rating. QBR, Allen's got him by 3. Here's where there's a difference. Lamar Jackson actually has 250 more rushing yards, but Josh Allen has 11 rushing touchdowns to Lamar's 3. You got to count that. Now, granted, Josh Allen's he's a bigger, stronger dude. He's going to get more of those opportunities. Kind of like what we talked about how last week, how Saquon Barkley's kind of been screwed by the tush push. 11 runs to the 1-yard line. None of them resulted in a touchdown for Saquon Barkley. I think Lamar Jackson's a victim of that a little bit. Unless you are seriously waiting, WEIGHT-ing, the fact that the Bills are 11-3 versus the Ravens 9-5, a 2-game difference. I don't think it's wrapped up for Josh Allen at all. It shouldn't be. And I also don't believe in the whole Hakeem Olajuwon, Michael Jordan corollary where you give it to a guy that you can even make a case for. That's what we're seeing with Jokic right now. Because this other guy's won it so many times. It should be a new page of a new book every single year. And if that's the case, I don't know anybody that can make a compelling argument for Allen over Lamar Jackson. They can make an argument. I don't know how compelling it would be. Either way, it's a hell of a race, man. Those are two phenomenal quarterbacks. We will take a break. When we return, 4 down territory. Who is your MVP? Are we giving the Chiefs enough credit? And more. We'll do that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
The holidays can be tough for some, especially if things from your past are still following you around to this day. Now, don't be afraid of your past this upcoming holiday season, as an expungement can help. And that's where the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez comes in, as he's local and has a great track record. Now that expungement can help you get a job, get your life back in order, and you'll also get your constitutional rights back. He's offering discounts on expungements now through Christmas. Call 916-304-9187. That's 916-304-9187.
Taste on a whole new level at Sky River Casino in Elk Grove. Enjoy the height of hospitality, whether you're craving an upscale steakhouse, authentic Chinese hot pot and dim sum, or having a refreshing beverage while watching the game. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's the year-end event right now at Folsom Lake Kia with huge year-end savings, low finance rates, and zero down deals with approved credit. Come see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia and tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
When it's cold and rainy outside, Bonnie is leading the way home. Right now, stay warm and cozy with a full furnace tune-up, just $59. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Schedule an appointment today at Bonnie.com.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is expanding. I guess you could say the Super Shop is getting more superer. That means more for you, more apparel, more equipment, more shoes, more gift ideas, more of everything you want. If you're looking for the right gift for the golfer in your life, let the friendly team of Hagen Oaks experts help you find the perfect gift. From golf bags to golf balls, from golf pants to golf shirts, from rain gear to golf gloves, Hagen Oaks has it all. And much is on sale. Visit the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Rare Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80, or find us at HagenOaks.com.
Maida Chevy saves you $8,000 off MSRP on new 2025 half-ton Silverado LT and RST after rebates.
Year-end savings on now with $8,000 off new Silverados at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
See dealer for details.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. SubcontractorsUnited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. It's Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Tonight, Kings and Nuggets. King Night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140. Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Four down territory coming up right now. During the break, I was just showing there was one of the matches I was at over there. Huddersfield Town was down 2-0 at the half, 2-0, and came back, got a draw, tie, 2-2. I just showed Chris a clip of one of our guys, going down in the box, being pulled down in the penalty box, which should be an automatic penalty kick. Chris, of course, disagreed, but he's wrong. Here's what I don't get over there, man.
Oh, so it was a penalty?
It wasn't.
Oh.
But I
was wrong.
By the way, I got to be careful here. It was a penalty in which I, in my opinion, thought it was. Full respect to the ref. But in League One, which is the level they're at, which is third tier, League One, Championship, Premier League, they don't have what they call VAR, which is basically their appeal system, if you will. Offsides, was or wasn't something, a penalty, etc. And for the life of me, with all the money and everything involved in the league over there, I do not understand how difficult it would be to have one central room where you have refs that have all the games on TV, and a manager gets one appeal a match on whatever, do the review, call it back into the it just amazes me. They don't have that. It's just not available. By the way, I want it noted for the record for the future, Chris. I have been incredibly kind to you over the last couple months when it comes to your team.
Yeah, you just say, oh, what happened in the last game?
I've maybe said it twice.
Then you'll say, oh, why weren't they in what's not? And then I have to say, they've been the last 3 weeks in a row.
That was tough. Yeah, dude. What the hell is going on, man? That was tough yesterday. It was 1-0, I think, in the 70th minute. Manchester City, by the way, played Manchester United yesterday at the Etihad.
It was 1-0 in the 88th minute.
I'm saying the last I looked at it was the 70th minute. And then I got on the plane and I looked and I went, oh my God. What was it? 88th minute and then a pen? Was it something like that? Or a pen and then was it 90th minute? 89. It was something right at the end where United was able to win 2-1.
Yeah. And they're both just complete screw-ups by City.
I mean, you're not firing anybody, but I don't know that I have ever seen a team as dominant over the last few years as Man City take the absolute dump they've taken over the last couple months. I understand the injuries. I get it. I'm just saying, dude, nobody expected this.
I would say Manchester United in 2014.
I would say shut up. 4-down territory right now. First down, please.
Who is your MVP, Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen?
It's one of those two with Saquon Barkley going, hey, hi, hello, hi. And by the way, I think
Jalen Hurts saying, not today.
Right, exactly. Because to your point, if Jalen Hurts, well, I should say it's not his fault. What's he supposed to do? Say, no, I don't want the ball. But if we talked about it, 11, I'm not even counting yesterday. I'm not sure if there were any, but 11 times Saquon Barkley has been taken down at the 1 yard line. 11 times that has resulted in an Eagles touchdown, not by Saquon Barkley. If you give Saquon Barkley less than half of those, that would be 5. And all of a sudden, Saquon Barkley, rushing and receiving, has 18 touchdowns, not 13. To go with his almost 1,700 yards through 14 games. And if Saquon Barkley were to eclipse 2,000 yards, and if Saquon Barkley were to eclipse 20 touchdowns, he's your MVP. So it sucks that statistically he's really not, unless he goes insane on the field over the last 3 games. And by the way, his Eagles are 12-2, which is a better record than both the Bills and Lamar Jackson's Ravens. But I truly believe it's between the two of them right now. And he's on the outside looking in. I would give it to Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson is not just having a slightly better year than Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen actually has, well, I won't say he has more tools. Both those teams are stacked. But I think Lamar Jackson's been more efficient. I think his numbers are almost completely better across the board with the exception of rushing touchdowns. And I think we all know that Lamar Jackson could have those rushing touchdowns. They just don't want to risk him. And that, by the way, that's not Josh Allen's fault. And he shouldn't be penalized for that. In a hair, I would give it to Lamar Jackson. But I think this MVP is up for grabs over the last 3 games. My opinion. I could be wrong. Second down.
Are we giving the Chiefs enough credit?
No, we're not. And I get it. Because we have chief overload. We have a chief hangover, if you will. We want, I do. I know anybody out there that's not a Chiefs fan would sure love to see somebody else win it. But they are the 2-time defending champions. They won last year in overtime over the Niners. Trust me, I remember. And they are 13-1. They have beaten the Ravens. They have beaten the 49ers. They have beaten the Buccaneers, the Broncos. They have beaten, well, they've got the Texans coming up. They beat the Chargers. Doesn't look as good today, by the way, as it did last week, but they did beat the Chargers. But here's the problem. Before yesterday's huge 21-7 blowout, their wins came by 2, 3, 2, 6, 7, 10, 14, 7, 5, 1, 7. And as I said before, every single team's Super Bowl regular season is playing the Chiefs. Look at their depth chart. Isaiah Pacheco, who's been injured half the year. Kareem Hunt, coming off the couch literally. They got DeAndre Hopkins. That's great. He's not what he was. Xavier Worthy, the rookie, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Travis Kelce, who looks like he may be winding down. He's not having a terrible year. He's got 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns. But yet they still do this. And a lot of it is Chris Jones and Steve Spagnuolo. We don't give their defense enough credit. That defense is fantastic. So guess what? I am all in on the Chiefs until they lose. We're all talking about the Eagles and the Ravens and the Lions and the Bills, and because we should be. I get it. But, dude, the Chiefs should be, in my opinion, number 1 in every power ranking. Period, end of statement. And you know what? They won't be. That's what's silly. 3rd down, please.
The Texans once again clinch the AFC South. Are they a legit threat?
I mean, that's the question, ain't it, man? Are they a legit threat? The Houston Texans are 9-5. They've got C.J. Stroud. Joe Mixon was a fantastic addition for them. Nico Collins is back. Tank Dell. They've got a great offensive line. That defense is fantastic. That defense is good. Just doesn't seem like the Texans are like legit, does it? I mean, dude, they beat the Bills. They've beaten the Colts. But really, here's their win total, guys. Colts, Bears, Jags, mentioned the Bills, Patriots, Colts, Cowboys, Jags, Dolphins. They have lost to the Titans, the Lions, the Jets, the Packers, and the Vikings. So you got a couple of scud losses in there, like the Titans and Jets. And then in the best teams they've played, with the exception of the Bills, the Vikings, the Lions, the Packers, they've lost to. It's tough for me to believe in the Texans. They're a good team. I don't think they're a legit threat. Fourth down, please.
What team outside your top four would you say has the best chance of winning it all?
So to be clear, my top four, the Bills, the Eagles, the Lions, the Chiefs. And for me, this is a very, this comes down to three teams I think could fit that bill. The Minnesota Vikings are 11-2. That is a very good record. And they have two losses this year to the Lions and at the Rams. And the Rams have shown they can beat anybody when they're on. I don't count that as a terrible loss. The Steelers are 10-4. I feel like they're a little bit Texan-y in the sense where, God, can I trust them to win the whole thing with Russell Wilson and friends? But that defense is so damn good, and Mike Tomlin is their coach. What more do you need? And then the Ravens. But once the playoffs hit, fair or unfair, Lamar Jackson, something happens, and they struggle. I'm going to say the Vikings. I'm going to say begrudgingly the Vikings, and if you wanted to make an argument for the Steelers or the Ravens, that's fine. I don't buy the Packers. I don't buy the Commanders or the Broncos. Not yet. I would say the Vikings have enough stars, a couple of them at least, and they're just well coached and well put together. They're a very, very even team, if you will. They're not going to run you over with crazy talent, but that defense, when you talk about defenses in this league, right? And this stat is a little misleading because it also depends on who you play. But I think we think of the Chiefs or we think of the Steelers, hell, even the Chargers. Well, nobody has allowed less points in the NFL than the Minnesota Vikings at 240. Here's the thing. The Minnesota Vikings have also played one less game than a lot of people. They played 13 games, whereas the Eagles and a lot of these other teams have played 14. Either way, they've got a top 5 defense. And Sam Darnold's having a fantastic year. I always mention the Bills and Lions. I wouldn't mind the Vikings winning it either. What a story that would be. What a story that would be, too, behind Sam Darnold and the fact that they're still cursed by Gary Anderson as well. We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot, who's not, and we'll knock out a 3 in the key for Kings Denver before we get to the Athletics. Matt Barrows at 9 to recap last Thursday's game. We'll do all that right after this.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda deal, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
The most wonderful time of the year has officially begun at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. This is the sale you've been dreaming of, with holiday hits on every aisle. 12 full days of unbeatable prices on only the best Makita products in town, and much, much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. So check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
Ready for winter? Forecasters are already predicting record sick days. Don't become a healthcare statistic. Fight sickness with fitness. Create a daily workout and stick to it. Let the Good Feet store help you meet your workout goals. With Good Feet Arch Supports, the pain in your feet, knees, hips, and back become history. And Good Feet Arch Supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Visit goodfeet.com for an appointment or just stop in. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Most people know that the term birdie in golf refers to a score of 1 under par, but where did the term originate? According to Scottish Golf History website, it comes from the early 20th century American slang term bird, which meant anything excellent. While a 1911 edition of Maclean magazine described a golf shot as bird straight down the course about 215 yards, the country club in Atlantic City lays claim to the first use of the word birdie. In 1898, A.B. Smith was playing the par 4 second hole when his second shot went within inches of the hole. That was a bird of a shot, he said, and claimed he should get double money if he scored 1 under par. He did indeed hold his putt, and the group thereafter referred to such a score as a birdie. In 1913, acclaimed writer Bernard Darwin wrote in the September issue of Country Life of his visit to America. He explained that it takes a day or two for the English onlooker to understand that a birdie is a hole done in a stroke under par. And now you know. That's Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sepp Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sepp Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sepp's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Uh-oh. I just saw a big engineer in there. I would just mean physically. Usually means something's wrong.
That's just my TV.
Oh, okay. Tell him I got jerseys for him or whoever. Hang up. Who's hot, Chris?
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh?
He became the second oldest player in the NFL to lead his team in rushing at 41 years and 13 days old. He rushed for 45 yards in the Jets' 32-25 win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. So who beat him out?
Who did beat him out?
Who do you think it might have been?
For who's hot?
As the oldest NFL player to have the most rushing yards for their team.
Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Hey.
At 44 years old and 54 days on September 26, 2021, he rushed for 14 yards in the Bucs' 34-24 loss to the LA Rams. That doesn't say, I mean, I think Aaron Rodgers is more impressive, right?
I think that he might be a little bit more. Yes. Yes. In this case, yes. Who's not?
The Seattle Seahawks.
Oof.
Last night, the Seahawks had under 250 yards of offense, multiple turnovers, took 7 sacks, and had more than 100 penalty yards. The last team to do that in a home game was the New York Jets on October 4th, 1987, which was known as a game played with replacement players during the players' strike.
That's not great. That's not great, Seattle, when you're trying to, win a division, of which now that thing. God, stupid Niners, man. Now you're in a tie with the Rams atop. What a costly loss. I got a little trivia question for you, Chris. I'm going to put you on the spot. This one got me for it's like an easy yet not easy trivia question. Everybody play along at home. These are fun. There are 7 states with 2 Major League Baseball teams. Can you name them?
California.
Nope. They have 5.
Oh, so just 2.
Just 2.
Illinois.
Illinois. Yes.
New York.
New York. Yes.
Florida.
Florida. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it gets a little strange.
Maryland.
Maryland. Incorrect.
Okay.
You got 3. And let me know when you get.
Texas.
Texas 4. You actually have the top 4 listed. You're missing 5, 6, and 7 is a little bit of a tricky one.
With 2 teams.
2 teams and 2 teams only.
I'm going to say Missouri.
Missouri is the tricky one. Yes, Missouri, St. Louis, and Kansas City. That is actually the tricky one. So now I will not excuse you for the other 2.
I hate baseball so much. Now I'm just trying to go around.
Let me see if the chat or the text line has the other 2. Not yet.
Ohio.
Ohio is correct. Cincinnati and Cleveland leaving 1. 1 state. 1 state. Let's see. I'll give you a hint. It is east of the Rockies.
That's what I figured.
Okay. This state played a prominent role in it was supposed to play a prominent role in a huge thing that happened over the last month to 2 months here. If you enjoy oatmeal.
Pennsylvania.
The oatmeal.
Yeah, that is weird. Obviously. Pennsylvania.
Obviously. That was the Quaker Oats guy. New York, Illinois, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Missouri. There are 7 states in the United States with 2 and only 2 Major League Baseball teams. All right, Chris. Jason's gone. That means you're running it. We got a game tonight, finally. 3 games in 2 weeks, basically, for the Kings. Let's not ever do that again, unless we go on a huge streak. 3 the key. Roll tape. Jason's gone and Chris Burlock, he's going to have the questions and we'll have the answers.
It's good because I knew this was going to happen and I have it all planned out.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, please. Then.
So we've got the Nuggets and Kings tonight.
Yeah, we do.
So my question is for you is we're going to talk about Jokic and Jokic Light. What are going to be the points, rebounds, and assists for Jokic and Sabonis?
These are each or combined?
Each.
Each, okay. Jokic and Jokic Light. Diet Jokic. Domantas Sabonis. Also, I want to throw out there, too, since we seemingly forget half the time, it's also your responsibility to keep these answers for us.
Yes.
I'm going to go with 21, 12, and 7. Hey, it's Kyle Ledbetter.
He can't hear you.
Oh, he can't? Hello, Kyle. Kyle Ledbetter in the other room. That's right. Kyle Ledbetter in the other room saying hi. He'll be on with Howard Styles next. Whatever I said for Sabonis. And then
I believe you said 12. Nope, you didn't say that.
21, 12, and 7, I think.
21, 12, and 7.
All right. And then for Nikola Jokic, 31, 10, 9.
All right. For Sabonis, I'm going to say 18, 13, and 8. And for Jokic, I'm going to say 27, 12, and 11.
Very good. Tell Kyle to come in here real quick. And then
You going there real quick, Kyle?
All right, next one.
Next one. How many three-pointers are we going to have made by the Sacramento Kings?
13.
I am going to say 15.
15. He doesn't need his headphones, by the way, but okay.
And final, what's something random that's going to happen in the game? Something weird? Something cool? Maybe something good?
Malik Monk, 30 burger. I don't think you need your headphones. Just turn on that mic real quick. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Wanted to, as soon as I got back, just publicly say, I'm sorry. I went back and saw the tape last week, and boy, was that maybe, and this is saying a lot for my career, and Chris knows that because he's worked with me a long time, since you were probably close to diapers. That might have been the biggest brain freeze I've ever had. I've gone, by the way, for those of you who weren't with us, was it Friday?
It was Friday.
And of course, it's right when the week
Friday Fun and Games.
Right when the week's ending. Everything's gone fine. And then I don't know if you get on autopilot. For those of you who didn't tune in, by the way, I called Kyle a different last name, a really different last name. Now I've gone through the tape. I think both names, they have 3 syllables.
Approximately.
No, they both have 3 syllables. Yeah. I think I was just on autopilot. I know I was on autopilot because you're doing 5 different things at once. I was not here, so I'm doing a bunch of stuff. And then legit, when you guys went, what? Like, what'd you call him? I had to get the tape back. Or no, you had to text me for me to even have any idea because I'm like, what did I do? It made for a fine tape, though. It really did. But sorry, I know your last name.
I accept it.
I'm very familiar with it.
And it was very, very funny.
And I just hope that somewhere he was on some sort of radio show and they called him Kyle Ledbetter.
I hope that didn't happen.
That's a great point, too. So we're still good, right?
Of course.
Okay.
We were good 20 seconds after it happened.
Wait, but for 20
for
seconds?
19 seconds.
We weren't good for like 19 seconds?
Well, we had to make sure that you were just making a mistake instead of a really bad joke.
Oh, God. No.
It took a few seconds to figure
I will say there was a slight pause between all of us because it's like, where is he going with this? And then you kept going.
Oh, that's actually more interesting. Wait, hold on. Because I know I'm kind of a psycho, but there was actually at the beginning, there was a question with you guys as to whether or not I was doing a bit.
You said it, and then it's just like, what? Where is he going with this?
We were all horrible.
There's nowhere to go with
and then you kept going, and it's just like,
oh.
No, my first instinct was, is this a really bad joke that he's about to make?
Nope. As a matter of fact, to prove it to you, I have like 9 things I could say right now queued up that would be a bit to that bit. Not going to say any of them.
Why?
Because I like working. We'll take a break when we return. Thank you. Where are we at? Oh, Matt Barrows, Niners at 9. We'll do all that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp now for free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides invention services that help everyday inventors get started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. Our services include professional materials needed to showcase your invention, and 3D animation and prototype modeling that help you demonstrate your idea. Get down to the details of your idea with a technical drawing. The InventHelp Databank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Take advantage of the opportunity to get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380. Again, 1-800-217-4380.
At Makita, good enough is never enough. It's not just about the power and runtime of the tool. It's about the power and runtime of the pro. We obsess over fit, finish, and feel. Every detail, from coatings to contours, all to create tools that won't hold you back. so you can build more and never settle. If it's not right, don't put your name on it. Makita, available at the Home Depot.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Ho, 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 ho. Looks like you made the ice list this year.
Santa, don't you mean the nice list?
No, ice, because Prestigio Jewelers carries all the ice you need.
For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Make this Christmas season unforgettable. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave coming to you from a good friends at American Energy. Look, it's already cold outside. It's only going to get colder. American Energy wants to help you stay warm and make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of the $49 tune-up inspection. Normally, $119, $49 right now, and that includes a full safety and duct inspection. And check it out. If your system's over 10 years old, and I'll bet it is, the tune-up, yeah, it's free. It's free from a company that's been in business since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ Better Business Bureau. Check their Yelp, check their Google reviews. Don't take my word for it. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. If you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Check them out at theaeway.com and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9998 now.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Now, let me just say, because I know kids listen, and adults, don't bet on sports. 1-800-GAMBLER. If you do, don't be Jeff Cuccinell. Who's Jeff Cuccinell? I'm going to add him to the who's not list. This poor guy. He bet a parlay, and his bet was $9.75. This parlay had quite a few legs. Jahmyr Gibbs, anytime TD scorer. Josh Allen, rushing TD. A.J. Brown, touch. Anyways, it had like 11 legs on this parlay, 11 different bets. He won 10 of them. The one he didn't win, Jonathan Taylor, anytime touchdown. And if you don't remember, Taylor hit the goal line, but oops, dropped the ball an inch before, no touchdown. Matt, I know you're here to talk about the Niners from The Athletic, and we appreciate that each and every week. But as somebody who has watched football a long time, and I always think of Deshaun Jackson when I think of this particular play, but in the year of our Lord 2024, how do we still have players? This has happened multiple times this year that are dropping the ball on purpose before they cross the goal line.
Yeah, it's so funny you say that because I think there's a story there because I think there's something psychological that's going on where you very scoring a touchdown is like the end all be all of the NFL, but there's something psychological going on where you don't want that ball in your hand and you're trying to. There's something about it that you're trying to drop it before you actually score. It's a weird phenomenon. And it seems to come in spurts because when Deshaun Jackson was doing it, it happened a few times in that era too. And now all of a sudden it's coming back. But it's something that regularly occurs in football.
It's just I also don't know why, and I don't even know if this is legal in the NFL, but I'll never be an NFL head coach. If I was, one of the first rules I would institute is I'm going to fine you $100,000 if you drop the ball anywhere in the end zone. If you want to celebrate and spike the ball, do it past the white line on the other side. If you drop the ball, even if you're in the end zone and it doesn't hurt us, you're running like 1,000 wind sprints on Monday. At some point, coaches just got to make a rule.
I don't know what's going on, but it's an interesting phenomenon because it's almost as if they don't want the ball. Like that game you played, I'm not going to say the name of it, but as a kid, when you had the ball, everybody was trying to tackle you.
That's right.
You would just throw the ball.
That's right.
At least I would.
Yeah, everyone's coming at you 100 miles an hour. I'm good. Let's switch to 3 flies up, kids. Ooh, wait, watch this transition. Hold on. Somebody else who didn't want the ball for the San Francisco 49ers.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you. Devondre Campbell. And this is interesting. Maybe you could give us some clarity on this because the first thought, and by the way, I love this if this is how it's going to all go down. The first thought was, they're cutting him. You could tell just from Mooney Ward, from George Kittle, Kyle, Shanahan, everybody. That's where we were going. And now it sounds like they're just going to they basically are going to try to suspend him, cost him some money, and also not allow him to join up with a contender. Is that about right?
Yeah, I mean, that last half of what you said, I think, is the real kind of driving force is that you can't quit a team and then get rewarded by being picked up by, the Packers, his old team, a playoff team, or somebody else good. I mean, you can't pout and then, ditch your current team and then get rewarded by being signed by another team. So I think that's what's going on. It sends a signal across the league that that's not a way that you can go about it.
And I also heard this, and again, no one's connected more to the team than you. Were you able to verify, is this a verified thing that John Lynch, who's been known to play football before in his life, let Devondre Campbell know face-to-face exactly how he felt about all that?
I don't know that. That would not shock me at all. I mean, John Lynch is a football purist. I mean, he doesn't even like it when a college player skips his bowl game, for example. Yeah. Of all the figures on the 49ers, I think what Devondre Campbell did would have offended John Lynch the most.
Going into Friday, and everybody can have their own opinions, but my take was, as a 49er fan, but also somebody who covers the team, I understand that mathematically things can happen, but for me, that was the season. The Niners are this ain't a playoff team. It was already on the edge anyways, but you could start post-morteming, if you will. Am I correct in assuming that that's certainly not the franchise's take on everything?
It is. I think that they know that the handwriting is on the wall, though.
Yeah.
They're still mathematically in it. Anything can happen. If you get in, all sorts of weird things can happen. They're 2 games behind right now with 3 games to play, and they don't own any of these tiebreakers. They keep losing to their division opponents. They've only won 1 division game this year against Seattle. So, I mean, to me, that really sort of underscores where the 49ers are. This is a mediocre division, the worst division top to bottom, or maybe the most, like I said, mid-level, as the kids say, mid division in the NFL, and the 49ers can't even beat the other mids. So that's where things stand. If Seattle lost out, if the Rams lost out, and I realize the Rams and the Seahawks play each other, and the 49ers won all their games, I mean, that's the only scenario is they win them all, and then the guys in front of them lose them all.
What is, if anything, the fallout in your opinion, if there is, of Deebo Samuel, making that tweet, saying it publicly that he wasn't getting the ball, getting community noted on Twitter, and then just that drop that could not have come at a worse time, both for the franchise and let's be honest, for Deebo Samuel. What's been kind of the postmortem on that whole thing?
I don't think that the tweet is going to matter much. I mean, what matters is that he's just not coming through. To his credit, his 2021 season was one of the most remarkable seasons I've ever covered of any 49ers player. They started going to him as a running back midway through that season, and he carried that team all the way to the championship game against the Rams.
Yeah.
So it's funny, you put those two seasons in contrast, 2021 and 2024. Circumstances really very similar. They're low on running backs. They need to get on a roll to make the playoffs. They're turning to Deebo. I mean, that was a focus at the beginning of the game. Let's get the ball in Deebo's hands. Let's see what he can do against the Rams. This is going to be like old times. And it just wasn't. He just couldn't find the space, and he couldn't catch the ball. I mean, it's underscoring that he's not the same player he was 3 years ago. I mean, I think we all knew that, but boy, these last few games have really triple underlined that statement.
And the other thing kind of coming out this week, I think it was Tom Pelissero. I'm not sure who reported it, but and you never know depending on the source. I'm certainly not questioning the journalism, but it couldn't have come out at a worse time, I think. The Brock Purdy, or his camp at least, it seems to be rumblings that he's looking for quite the payday, quite the high payday come this offseason. And we know Brock Purdy's the most underpaid player in the league. There's no doubt about that. He's going to get a huge raise. Do you, in your crystal ball, Matt, do you see this? I'll give you two questions. A, as being potentially contentious, and B, do the Niners have options that John Lynch can get creative with here?
The 49ers' only real negotiating tool in all this is that he's signed for another year beyond this one, and it's at that super low last pick in the draft rate. So their biggest strength is that they can say, hey, if we don't do this now, we'll just let him play out his final season, which is risky. I mean, this is a guy that hurt his elbow at one point, and his future was tenuous for a minute there. And B, he's still playing on a very low salary, very low.
Yeah,
one of the lowest on the team. So that's what they have going for them. What Purdy's camp has going for it is that the 49ers don't really have an alternative at quarterback. And Purdy's played well for the most part. And I know he didn't play well on Thursday, but you look at the totality of what he's done, and he's played like a top 10 quarterback over the last 2.5 seasons. So, I mean, these are going to be famous last words, but I don't think it should be contentious. They love Purdy. Purdy loves being here. I think that they realize that any quarterback deal is going to cost a mint. That's why they've been, redoing all the salaries of the players around Purdy. So, I mean, hopefully it gets done. I mean, it could get done on what's their last game, January 5 against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Get done January 6. I mean, it's permissible to do that. Once the season ends, they can do it. So I'm personally, after going through the really stupid Brandon Ayuk situation, I'm hoping it gets done by mid-February, and the 49ers can kind of go into the offseason knowing that their big item on their to-do list is now off the list.
And not to get too down in the depths here, but to the best of your knowledge, and we don't often talk deep contract rules, but if they were to hypothetically let him pay on the $900 million contract next year, would they also have an option after that if they wanted to franchise tag him? And as I understand it, even though that tag would be pretty hefty, lower than it sounds like the average annual value he's looking for, do they have options beyond next year if they wanted to the best of your knowledge?
I think so. I mean, again, I'm not sure that that's anything that they want to bring to bear. I mean, yeah, you have a really contentious negotiation with your wide receiver, and it was bad, and it had all sorts of ramifications. You don't want to do that with a quarterback, and I don't think that they would. Like I said, I don't think that it's going to be a contentious negotiation. I go back to the Jimmy Garoppolo one back in 2017, and Garoppolo had only started, I guess it was 2018, but it only started 5 games.
Yeah,
at the tail end of a lost season, but the 49ers realized, okay, I mean, we're sort of in a corner here. He played so well, he did everything. I mean, he got this franchise excited again. He did go 5-0. We have to pay this guy, and they did get that deal done in mid-February, and for a little while there, Jimmy Garoppolo was the highest paid player in all of the NFL. Didn't last very long, but I think they realized what the market was, what they had to do, and they did it.
Last question for you. 3-game season left, most likely. One more home game, and that's against the Lions. Odds would say the Niners are going to finish on a 2-game home losing streak. Again, odds would say. But this week they go across the country, nice and sunny while it's rainy out here. Take on old friend Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins. So after the rough outing against the Rams, in which they could only manage 6 points, there's definitely some holes in that Miami defense. I don't want to call this a get-right game necessarily, but I imagine this could be a far more fun game for the Niners than the last one.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm expecting too. A lot of offense. It's going to be old Raheem versus new Raheem. I mean, Isaac Orlando is the spitting image of Raheem Mostert.
Wow, that's a great call, Matt. Wow, you're 100%. Wow, you are right.
31.
Yeah, 100% right.
So, yeah, I think that'll be interesting. I think Brock Purdy will have more time and room to maneuver. But, the Dolphins have quite an offense, a lot of speed on the field. It'll be a nice test for the young safeties. I think Malik Mustafa will be back. I think it goes on this team. Dominic Pooney was the top rookie this year, but Mustafa, I think, is number 2. He's really, really looking at a bright future on this team, and it'll be a fun test for him.
The old Mike Tyson saying when he fought Razor Ruddock is he hits like a mule kicks, and this kid Malik Mustafa hits hard, man. I'm looking forward to seeing him grow as a 49er. All right, Matt, appreciate you. Are you going out to this one, or you get to slide it off to one of the other guys?
No, this is a Matt Barrows trip, so I'll be doing that one. I'll be doing the finale in Arizona too. That's the real postmortem for the season.
Poor Matt Barrows, Miami and Arizona in the middle of December. Appreciate you. Enjoy yourself. Have fun out there. Safe flight. And we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Dave. Talk to you soon.
All right, take care. That is Matt Barrows of The Athletic. Read him, follow him. Just the best work there is when it comes to covering the Niners right here in your home of the Niners, Sacktown Sports. Jason off this week and next Monday before the holiday. So it's Chris, myself, all the way through to Alan Stiles at 10 a.m. when we come back. Couple segments left. Let's get back to the Sacramento Kings, shall we? Jokic and Diet Jokic. Nikola Jokic, Domantas Sabonis, and maybe a local tie as to why we're looking at both these guys right now. We'll discuss and look at tonight's matchup next.
You'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
This year, American farmers will harvest 2.8 billion bushels of wheat and 15.1 billion bushels of corn. And to this day, American road workers have built 4.2 million miles of roads and counting. We're proud that John Deere machines rolling off the line here in the USA play a part in supporting Americans who work the land and build a better tomorrow. Nothing runs like a Deere. Learn more at johndeere.com/manufacturing.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find
You get in the car, you start backing out of your parking space, you look in the rearview mirror. Oh, there's a booger just chilling. How long's it been there? Anybody see? Been there all day? Just show up? No one said anything. It's not an easy thing to communicate. Happened to me like, And when you're tall like me with a big old nose, you got to be extra careful because everybody's looking up at you. Just ruin things. Speaking of,
Booger.
Hey, JR.
Hey, Booger Nose, what's up?
Yeah, see, you get one booger in the rest of your life, your booger nose. How are you?
Yeah. Remember Booger from Revenge of the Nerds?
Oh, dude, one of the great lines ever when Booger, okay, one of the funniest things I ever saw in my entire life, because I was like 9 and should not have watched that movie. When Ogre and Booger faced off in the belching contest, I was already lubed up laughing wise when the principal guy said whatever Ogre's name was, and then Ogre whispers, "Call me Ogre" in his ear, but he said, "Ogre, you a-hole." That got me laughing. And then he does a big burp, and then Booger rolls up, and just the look, such a great actor, the look on his face. And then about a 20-second belch. I was crying, dude. One of the great cinematic scenes ever.
He was quite the actor. He was also in Better Off Dead, the guy's buddy on the slopes.
Yeah, he was a good actor.
Guy.
Oh, wait, hold on, because you just one more note. Ogre went on to do a few things, most notably Jean-Claude Van Damme's best friend in the classic Bloodsport, featuring Chong Li and friends as the enemy. And one of the great montages of all time was when Ogre got hurt in the head injury versus Chong Li, and they immediately break to a montage of Jean-Claude Van Damme and Ogre knowing each other for literally 20 minutes before the Kumite, but now all of a sudden they were like brothers, and they tried to tug on your heartstrings. Let me see here. Hold on. Who played?
Some great acting there.
Oh, just wonderful. The actor's name, Curtis Armstrong, who was on played Dudley Booger Dawson in 4 of those movies. He was also on TV's Moonlighting, the voice for many characters like, hey, maybe this is like a grandson of his or a son, Shmuley Snot Lonstein on American Dad. You know who that is, Chris?
Of course.
Of course. Okay, so that's like Booger's
He's
kid. That's great. Good for him. You know, one more note here. Booger grew up in Switzerland.
What?
He was a Swiss booger. And then
he was up on those hills.
Yeah, exactly.
In the mountains, buddy.
First role was Risky Business in 1983.
Oh my God, he was with Tom Cruise.
He was with Tom.
What?
I'm telling you.
Okay, I don't even have a take anymore. Thanks for the history.
All right, take care. Booger was also in Ray with Jamie Foxx. He was the music executive. I didn't even remember that. Wow. Booger's been on Curb Your Enthusiasm. Look at him. Good for you, Booger. Clan of the Cave Bear. That was a hell of a book. I didn't know he was in the movie. Who was that? Jane Owl, I think, was the writer of that book about Ayla. Anyways. Van Wilder with a up and coming Ryan Reynolds. Oh, I saw what I see. I saw Deadpool, the latest Deadpool on the plane. It was good. It was fine. They got a formula there.
You're forgetting out two of my favorites of him. He was in Big Bully and Jingle All the Way.
Oh, he was in Jingle All the Way.
He played Booster in Jingle All the Way.
What is it with Booster? Booger? Damn. All right, Jokic and Sabonis. Sorry, everybody. You're talking about two guys that are there. There is nobody. Look. Nikola Jokic is the man. Okay. The closest player to Nikola Jokic in the league is Domantas Sabonis. He's not Jokic. I'm saying he's the closest to. And I think Jokic, I am what would you call it? Biased. I think Domantas Sabonis I don't even think he gets the credit he deserves here. Just absolutely. He's just so damn good, dude. And it's like every week you hear a new stat. Here we go. Most screen assists per game this season. Domantas Sabonis, number 1, 6.4. 6.4 screen assists a game.
Imagine how many you'd have if Kings could make their shots.
What do you know? That's a hell of a point, Chris. Second place, 5.1. As a matter of fact, the difference between Domantas Sabonis and the next highest guy on the list is the same difference as the next guy and second place and 10th place. Also, how about this? Best expected field goal percentage on tight contests, meaning 2 to 4 spaces between the shooter and the defender. The best field goal percentage in the league. Domantas Sabonis, number 1, 71.2. He's just so damn good. And Jokic is better. But it's fun to watch them both. And I'll tell you, reading that ESPN.com article on Sabonis, if you haven't read it, check it out. Got me kind of thinking, I know we've talked about this before. This isn't some new thing. But I wonder how much the careers of Nikola Jokic, Domantas Sabonis, and probably there's a third guy that's trying to enter that conversation, Alperen Şengün. When you look at Jokic, 31.5 points, 13.3 boards, 9.8 assists. Those are just stupid numbers. They're video game numbers. When you look at Domantas Sabonis, 21.3 points, 13 boards, 6 assists. Again, if it wasn't for Nikola Jokic, those would be revolutionary, insane, crazy numbers. And they still are. And then I would include a guy like Alperen Şengün, who's just 22. 18.5 points, 10.5 boards, a little over 5 assists a game. He's obviously not at their level yet, but dude's only 22. It got me thinking, how much, if any, credit do we give Vlade Divac, Chris Webber, and really kind of Hito Turkoglu to those three guys. Are you telling me that Nikola Jokic didn't pay attention to Vlade Divac? And, oh, by the way, I should probably insert Arvydas Sabonis in the conversation, too, since he clearly influenced Domantas Sabonis. And Arvydas was playing on, like, one leg when he came over here from Europe. But, and then I only had Hito Turkoglu in because, obviously, Alper Şengün, Turkey. And if you ever, I've gotten to know many Turkish people online, especially back in the day. And if you've ever met anybody from Turkey that knows sports, if they are so down for their players, it's ridiculous in the best of ways, like the best of ways.
Know any other former Kings that was big in Turkey?
Oh, Hito. No.
High flyer, Henry Turner.
Real? Oh, because he played over there, huh?
He played for, I always get it, Fenerbahce.
Really?
I believe Fenerbahce.
I think we can find that real quick as we take a break here. High flyer, Henry. God, I hate Google. I hate looking up Henry Turner because there's a freaking character in Pirates of the Caribbean now, and it always goes to him. Fenerbahce played 95-90. Played 4 years in Fenerbahce. Went all over the place. Greece, Italy, Turkey. By the way, here's something I learned over in Europe. I've learned over in Europe too, by the way, when it comes to Turkey. Apparently, Turkey is the place where everybody in Europe goes to get hair plugs and their teeth fixed. It's like a thing where they fly over there.
That's here too.
Is that here too?
Yeah.
That everybody goes to Turkey?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is going on in Turkey? Can they make it a little closer?
I'm trying to remember what they call it. It's something
there
like...
There is a word for it.
Medical vacation.
Yeah, but there's something it's like that has to do with Turkey. That it's like a Turkish weekend. Or they call it something in Europe. And you see, I guess apparently... Guy was telling me, like, on flights, if you're on a flight that originated in Turkey, on every single one, you see some middle-aged dude with, like, all this medical wrapping on top of his head, or, like, crazy skull caps and stuff, because they all go out, and I guess they do great work there. We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch? We got some more stats for you as well. We'll clean up what we didn't get to, and then celebrity birthdays. We'll do all that next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Kyle Draper. Equip your staff with top-notch uniforms, professionally cleaned and delivered weekly to your workplace by Alsco Uniforms, proud sponsors of the Sacramento Kings Mob Crew. Our services include uniforms, towels, floor mats, mops, first aid supplies, and restroom essentials to uphold cleanliness and safety standards in your business. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Visit alsco.com to learn more. Again, visit alsco.com.
Get huge year-end savings on the all-new 2025 Silverado now at Maida Chevy.
With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on select new 2025 half-ton Silverado LT and RST.
And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Now available special financing leasing some of their office.
Seasons change, but if you hope to stay healthy, your body needs to stay active year-round, whether that's in the gym or on the trail or at work, and that's where the Good Feet store can help. Good Feet's personalized arch support system supports all 4 arches, relieving pain in your feet, knees, hips, and back. And Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Visit goodfeet.com for an appointment or stop in for a free fitting. The Good Feet Store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
You know, when it's all on the line, you need a big-time closer, and that's especially true when it comes to your garage door. And that's why I recommend National Garage Door, 638-4554. Whitey Gleason here for National Garage Door. Whether you're looking to repair an existing door or get a brand new one installed, you need National Garage Door. Family-owned and operated. They've been around since 1974 because service is their number one priority. National Garage Door are the region's BSE, it's broken spring experts. Styles, prices, and quality of the new doors will amaze you. Our garage door was starting to sound kind of, and that's not good. So Kevin from National Garage Door came out. He said patching up the old one was an option, but we're getting a new garage door. We're pretty happy about that. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, and installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. If you have garage door needs, old ones coming apart, or you're looking to improve your curb appeal, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch and be your closer. 638-4554, National Garage Door.
Hey, what's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, the Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for the Wrap Up the Year sales event?
Well, you have a choice to make. Save up to $17,000 off MSRP on all remaining new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xEs. Or save thousands with 0% financing for 72 months. It's savings your way at Hoblet. Not to mention all the savings at the pump with 56 MPGE.
Those are some really nice Jeeps, and you can't beat that mileage.
The Hoblet Family Dealers is growing with a huge selection of used cars at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter. With over 220 vehicles available and over 45 under 20,000.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, nobody beats Hoblet, period. $17,000 total net savings on select new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xE models after $12,250 factory and federal rebates and $47.50 dealer discounts. Rebates include $500 first responder bonus cash for eligible first responders, $37.50 federal EV tax credit. Consult a tax professional for details. 0% for 72 months available in place of $7,500 consumer cash. Must have 700 plus FICO score to qualify. $13.89 per thousand borrowed. 5% savings. Sample VIN 681-180. See dealer for details.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
I can't let good references go on the YouTube chat. Shout out to Moncremento. That's a screen name. We were talking about Turkey, mentioned that Istanbul was Constantinople. Now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. And, you know, it begs the question, Chris, why did Constantinople get the works? That's nobody's business but the Turks. Shout out to They Might Be Giants.
I believe Turkey likes to be called Turkey now.
Yeah, Turkiye, I think, with the thingy above the E.
Yeah.
I believe, I've seen that too.
And I want to say, like, the Czech Republic also changed their name.
They want to be called Turkey too.
Oh, if Turkey's not using it.
What do they want to be called?
I gotta look at it. What's funny is, like, the only time we even hear about this is during the Olympics or like a soccer tournament. It's just like, wait, who is this?
There's an old joke, and I think it's a clean one. If it's not, I apologize because I don't remember the whole thing. But it was something about, because people from Czechoslovakia call them Czechs, I believe. There's a joke about bears, and a bear ate a guy, and they were looking for the guy, and the punchline was the checks in the mail. But Czechia. Instead of Czechoslovakia?
Instead of Czech Republic.
You call it Czechia?
Yes.
It sounds a lot like Chechnya. I reject that. I'm sorry. To our Czech audience, I'm sorry. You're Czechoslovakia, okay? You're maybe the
So you're going two names back.
Yes. I'm going with the old school Czechoslovakia. I'm sorry, but Czechia is not going to work. You might be the toughest country to spell. Because what the hell is the Z doing there? I don't know.
Also, since we're going on a names, why is it called Germany when they call themselves Deutschland?
Yeah, I don't know that one. And do they call themselves Deutsches? Because we call them Germans. Although any talk about Germany always ends up poorly, so I'm moving on. And I would also like to say to our Turkish friends, I don't mind if other places call you Turkey, and by other places I mean different language countries, but I think we're going to have to keep Turkey because every kid looked at a globe growing up in America or any English-speaking country and went, Turkey? Hungary? That's amazing. How did that happen? And then it ruins the whole Turkey. There's another joke there about Turkey and Greece and geography. I'll leave that alone too. But anyway, yeah, Turkey's got to stay Turkey. Czechoslovakia's definitely got to stay Czechoslovakia. There's another one that moved around recently. I'm not for it. Just nobody change. The Sacramento Kings, I have in front of me right now, the most played 5-man lineups in the NBA. And the funny thing is, out of the 7 I'm looking at, all but the Detroit Pistons are an A+ for when they're on the floor. The Sacramento Kings have the 7th most used 5-man lineup. This is 5-man lineups with the most possessions played together, excluding garbage time. The Sacramento Kings are 7th, just 3 minutes below the Celtics. And the Kings are plus 7.2. And that lineup consists of Fox, DeRozan, Keegan, Sabonis, and Kevin Huerter. And we know the Malik Monk lineup is even better. So that's quite interesting. By the way, as we go over what to watch tonight, does it really matter? The Sacramento Kings are on, ladies and gentlemen. That is what to watch. Yes, I'm aware the NFL is king, and there's not one but 2 Monday Night Football games. And by the way, this isn't me. I'm not coming after you, Raider fan. I think we could all agree. I'd say it if the Niners were on. I know Raider fan will watch, and of course you should, but Bears-Vikings, 5 p.m., that'll be kind of fun because the Bears are upstarts. Minnesota should win this game. They're favored by 7, but the Bears could give them some trouble, and that is a huge rivalry game. They hate each other. And then the Falcons visit Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. Atlanta favored by 6 in the whatever. That's what I like to call the commercial break game. Something's at a commercial, I'll flip over. Really not much to see there. When it comes to the Kings tonight, 7 p.m., that's your tip-off right here on Sacktown Sports. Christopher Law, Jason is gone. But we'll do it anyways, just for funsies. The Nuggets visit the Kings tonight. The Nuggets are 13-10. The Kings are 13-13. Who is favored and by how much?
The Kings lines have been so weird.
Yeah.
My first thought would be Nuggets by 2.5.
Nuggets by 2.5.
But I'm going to go with the Kings by 1.5.
You should have stuck with your first thought.
Really?
Because then I would have been like, you're wrong. Instead of me having to say you're exactly right. The Sacramento Kings are favored by 1.5, and I don't like it. Well, good luck on that. We'll take a break. When we come back, celebrity birthdays and a little crossy talk with our good friend Alan Stiles. We'll do all that right after this.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Match De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
The most wonderful time of the year has officially begun at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. This is the sale you've been dreaming of, with holiday hits on every aisle. 12 full days of unbeatable prices on only the best Makita products in town, and much, much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. So check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Hey, welcome in. Hey, look, it's Alan Stiles. Hello, hi, good morning.
Hi.
Well, hi.
Hello, Dave.
Yeah, you asked me right before we went on. Yes, Jason is gone. He will return next Thursday. Chris, is that right? Next Thursday?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think the day after Christmas he returns.
So Tuesday is Christmas Eve, which we have off.
And Wednesday we have off.
Wednesday is Christmas.
Thursday we have off.
Do we have Thursday off too?
No.
Friday we have off.
No. And then I will be here. Got this just for everybody who yells at me about vacation.
Okay.
Got in the door a little after 8 p.m. yesterday. Okay. Straight into work. Right now, it is almost 6 p.m. my time.
Okay. You'd still be awake.
Oh, yeah. I'd still be awake.
Yeah, this is actually better for you.
Yeah.
Honestly, coming back over here doesn't bother me at all. It's over there where, like, I sleep and then 2 a.m. I'm awake, and I'm awake for like 3 hours. And then I will be here all by myself with Chris all week.
Next
Monday. I'll see you after New Year's.
We are going to have a full segment of just a debate of Die Hard Christmas movie, not a Christmas movie.
I know that's happening. By the way, you know who says Die Hard's not a Christmas movie? Oh, Bruce Willis.
You know who says it is a Christmas movie?
Who?
The writer.
Yeah, he's wrong. You know who else says a GIF is a GIF? The guy who created GIFs, but it's a GIF.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. The guy who created the GIF calls it a GIF. And we all know it's not a GIF. GIF is peanut butter.
Jiffy.
So far you have tried what? Cheddar and roasted tomato. I brought snacks over.
Yeah. I tried both of those.
Oh, what did you think of a prawn cocktail?
I didn't think it was bad.
Yeah, if you just took the name away, what everyone's starting to figure out is it's not that the British are better at crisps, or as we call them, chips. They just name them weirdly.
Right.
Okay?
It should really be cocktail sauce, I think.
I think that's fine. But okay, how about this is a good one. What would the equivalent, what would we name it? I don't think we'd name it cocktail sauce. I think we'd name it like
chip?
Yeah, like tomato and horseradish, or we would name it something different. Also,
Twangy twang.
Like, for example, I said these cookies, or as they call them, biscuits, are great with the worst name, digestives.
Maybe they help.
They don't. Trust me, I know.
I didn't know that story about you coming back last night.
Sorry, baby. I framed a baby. I'll tell you about it off the air.
Okay.
And then I can't find it, but somewhere around here I had roasted chicken and mayonnaise.
You see, we're not doing this.
Doing what?
Roasted chicken and mayonnaise.
Yeah, but when you taste it, it's actually pretty good.
Just leave out
I
the
got
mayo.
the chicken. I didn't taste the mayo.
I didn't really get the mayo either, the hint of mayo.
Just leave that out.
I also brought over a bottle of what they call brown sauce, HP brown sauce. It's like if Worcestershire, it's like if A1 and barbecue sauce had a baby.
I'm in.
They put it on everything, dude.
I'm in.
How are you?
Great.
Yeah.
Ever make cowboy butter?
No. What's cowboy butter?
It's big on the timeline right now.
It's everywhere.
What? Pray tell, what is cowboy butter? I want to.
I don't know. It's just a sauce that is made for.
It's like butter and garlic and
chili and
yeah.
Really?
And they're on all the videos where they slam everything down, and I hate those.
Is this like a compound butter, basically? I mean, it looks like a compound butter to me. It's butter. Yeah. Oh, it's a compound butter. Yeah. Okay.
It's not fully compounded.
Yeah. Herbs, spices, butter, slice. Ingredients are
cowboy.
How does
butter?
Well, let's see. You take butter, garlic, parsley, chives, paprika, lemon, mustard, red pepper, salt, and black pepper. Look. Yeah, it's compound butter. Butters are the thing about butters is this, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to take the time, and not everybody does, especially if you have like a mortar and pestle at home, you can take any butter, soften it, put whatever your flavors you want in there, grind them all together, get it all ready to go, and then you put it on some saran wrap, roll it into a roll, then you twist the sides, put it in the fridge, and you've got yourself a flavored butter.
But butter, that's part of the trifecta for something smells good, right? If you're a guy out there or a lady and you want to impress someone coming over, doesn't really matter what you make. Doesn't matter what you make. But as long as you put onions, garlic, and butter on a skillet on about medium, thing starts simmering. That is the old something smells good. And you haven't done anything. You haven't done anything. You actually don't even have to. You could order food and just do that.
Aromatics, baby.
That's right.
And one of the one of the things that this winter I've really been exploring more is the onion. Mm-hmm. People don't I didn't, that you can just simply, if you have onions, which are so incredibly cheap, everybody's heard the term caramelized onions. But what I've learned is I didn't really know truly what caramelized onions are, because most of us just fry our onions down. I'm talking little dab of oil, a buttload of sliced onions, and then a little pinch of sugar and salt on there. The sugar helps it caramelize, and you basically have to cook them for about 45 minutes on low to low medium until they get that caramel color.
Right.
Dude, they're so good in everything, especially French onion soup.
Real quick, this is completely off topic. Not that we're on any real topic, but I wanted to get your thought on this. I'm mad Jason's not here, but I keep forgetting. So there's a person. So you know how we cut our YouTubes, right?
Yeah.
We cut our segments and we put them on YouTube. Mm-hmm. There is a person that, not every video, I'm not going to say every video, but there is a person that very consistently comments on the videos from my show.
You're talking about on YouTube?
On YouTube. I've never seen this person. I've never seen this person in the chat or whatever, and all they do is refer to me as Michael Finley.
That's not cool, man.
And then they leave. He doesn't even talk about whatever I'm talking about in the video. Look at me. Do I look like Michael Finley?
Nope.
Look at me, Chris.
Nope.
Do I look like Michael Finley?
Nope.
No, don't do that with your hand. Where's Kyle? Do I look like Michael Finley? That is not on the list of guys. No disrespect to Michael Finley. Do I look like Michael Finley?
Well, if you look like Michael Finley, you realize you also look like Billy Ocean. Because I always thought Michael Finley and Billy Ocean looked alike. So
I'm used to getting other guys.
Hey, hey, Chris, do we have celebrity birthdays?
So today is an absolute awful day for celebrity birthdays.
Good thing we went long.
Let's go with I can't even do that. I don't even know who these people are. There's like Australian.
Can you give us one? One celebrity birthday.
Michael Finley?
Kai Sinnott.
Oh, is that the YouTuber?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he just turned. He's either 23 or 24.
I'll say 22.
He's 23.
We got a correct answer. 23.
Look at you, Alan Stiles, king of the celebrity birthdays, didn't miss one. All right, for Matt Barrows, for Christopher Lawn, for Alan Stiles, the Alan Stiles Show. I wish you hadn't told me that. Coming up next. Bye now.
Know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple.